What's Lilliard doing?
He does color on Penn Radio.
Oh.
Yep.
That's something new?
He's been doing it for a couple of years now.
Okay.
Yep. Says he really enjoys it. But understands that that's a radio station. They don't do video stream at all. It's just radio. And
yeah.
He's given us terrific support for what we're doing. So, and had good response from it, is my understanding. So,
yeah. Well, good. I think that's the key. Is
if people
are people talking to the sponsors and saying, "Hey, I heard you. Hey, I really appreciate you doing this for."
I saw your ad on the Game of the Week, and yeah. How you doing, everybody? It's Chuck Freebie alongside Angelo DiCarlo, and we are two guys whose wives wanted them out of the house. So we decided to start Sports Michiana. It's our way of giving back to you what the coverage that you are used to seeing on TV. For 34 years, the Game of the Week was a staple of Friday nights and Saturday morning in Michiana. And when that went away in July, well, our jobs went away too. And we heard you. We heard the hue and cry from you. We want high school sports. We want the Game of the Week. And so we put our heads together and got a whole lot of help. And because of that, we can come to you on this Friday night and bring you a high school football game. And I, for one, am excited.
It's been so humbling to see the outreach from so many people. And it begins with the fans, the followers. You know, when we launched on Facebook, we got 2,500 followers in the first 24 hours. 1 week before the season, over 4,000 followers on Facebook. That's already exceeded my personal page. So it's been awesome to see how much people have cared to find us. And we've provided a lot of high school previews to give people the coverage that they expect to see, because it's not just about the games, but it's about covering the kids in so many different ways. But we're also lucky that we've been able to partner with so many people, whether it's been Gary Martin and Michiana Video. That was one of the first things we had to figure out was, how are we doing this? Because we need production. And Gary stepped up, and we have him as our production trailer for all our broadcasts. And then we also have a lot of our old crew with us as well here for the Game of the Week, whether it's replay or camera guys. These are guys that know you and I very well and know what we like in the broadcast and able to bring that as well. And, you know, there's been so much to be said about Chuck and Anj. Hey, the high school Game of the Week in Michiana for football, you got to have Bo Hunt. And Bo will be a part of it. I know he's been doing it for almost 2 decades now. So it's great that it'll be you and Bo on in the booth, and I'll be on the sideline. And We're going to try to make it look as close to what people are used to seeing as possible. And we're just so excited for this opportunity. It's been very nerve-wracking, but it's very exciting, and we've been able to sprinkle in a lot of news, a lot of announcements, because quite frankly, they're coming in every day because, well, we've only been a company for so long. But one of the big ones, obviously, was being able to partner with WSBT. And while we are not able to be on TV out of the gate, to be on the Facebook page and YouTube channels of WSBT is unbelievable. They have 355,000 plus followers on Facebook and over 40,000 subscribers on YouTube. So thank you to Brian Dodge and everyone at WSBT for making that happen, because that's not about us. That's about allowing the student athletes to continue to get the coverage they deserve.
Well, it's never been about us. It's always been about the student athletes and the coaches. And it has been heartwarming to go to practices and have them come up and say how happy they are that this tradition in Michiana is going to continue. And it's also not happening without the great sponsors that we have. So many sponsors have stepped up, and I know you've related conversations where you were in an office for a minute and basically somebody was like, well, how much do you need? Here it is. Because these people also understand how important high school sports is in Michiana, but we can't do what we do. We can't do our jobs without getting paid, and those sponsors are making this happen. So when you hear ads today, when you see ads today, please make sure you support those sponsors, because they are absolutely critical to the success of Sports Michiana. Now, the good thing is, if you're already seeing this, you know where to find us, but tell others where to find us. And where do you find us? Facebook, Sports Michiana, or WSBT. YouTube, Sports Michiana, or WSBT. And then the IHSA Champions Network, IHSATV.org, and that will be very critical when we get to the postseason, because that will be the only way that you can see games from Sports Michiana in tournament action. So make sure you bookmark those pages. Make sure you continue to support our advertisers. Make sure you follow us. And here's one other little nugget of good news. We're done talking right now. It's time for the Game of the Week. It is homecoming at Jackson Field on the south side of South Bend, but the biggest home wrecker in the NIC has come to pay a visit as Penn visits Riley on this edition of the Sports Michiana Game of the Week. How you doing, everybody? Alongside the Indiana Football Hall of Famer Bo Hunt and the Sports Michiana Hall of Famer, because he has 50% of the vote, Angelo DiCarlo. It's Chuck Freeby. Great to have you with us on a spectacular night for football in Michiana. Let's start with the Penn Kingsmen, Bo. They come in with a record of 1-1, uncharacteristic for the squad, but they do have a new coach in Pete Reardon, almost an entirely new defense, and some brand new speed on offense.
Yeah, when you look at this Penn team, they got a new coach, they got a little bit of a young defense. We expect them to throw up some numbers. You know, first week they threw up almost 50 points. But then last week they had a little bit of letdown on offense, only scored 7 points, but credit Mishawaka Cavemen for that a lot. And we'll see if Riley can contain Watson and see how they do tonight.
And Penn coach Pete Reardon gives us an evaluation of his ball club through 2 games.
Well, at this point, we're still improving, obviously, as all teams are this early in the season. So a lot of inexperience on, in particular the defense side of the ball. So for us, eliminating mistakes is a big thing. We have given up a lot of big plays, so that's been a point of emphasis for us defensively. Offensively, making sure that we communicate well, eliminate some of the pre-snap penalties that showed up against Mishawaka. So those are things where we concentrate.
The Riley Wildcats won 8 games last season. That's something they hadn't done in 27 years. They are 1-0 this season, only 1-0 because they had a lightning strike stop their game last week. But if you want lightning strikes, look for their quarterback or their defense.
Yeah, they have a lot of speed. Now, on offense, they're looking for that 50, 60, 70-yard play, hit quick plays and score really fast. And then on defense in the backfield, they have some guys with some speed. So like Mishawaka Cavemen did last week with this Penn team, they're going to look to contain Watson, and they have the speed to do it on defense.
And the Cats coach, Darrick Lee, lays out the keys to tonight's victory.
Oh yeah, I mean, you never show up just to show up. I mean, that's just ridiculous. You know, we're showing up to win and to compete, and our kids believe that if we come out and play the game that we're supposed to, we can win and we can compete. And that's not going to be given to us. That team across the field is going to be physical and excited and pumped up about what happened last week, and they know it's our homecoming. They're going to try to crush our dreams. So, you know, we got to come out and limit turnovers. We got to limit negative plays on offense, and then on defense, we got to limit their explosive plays. And we have to tackle.
Angelo DiCarlo roams the sidelines again this week. And, Ange, these are the two teams that won division titles in the old NIC last year, but they haven't played each other in a decade.
Yeah, NIC was 12 teams last year, now down to 8, so you play everybody in the division. And the nice thing for Riley is they're excited about this. Last year when they heard, hey, we're going to one conference, we're going to play everybody, you're going to face Penn, they didn't blink. Dark Lee said, hey, we want to play this game. We want to see where we are against the best of the best like Penn to be ready for the postseason. So sometimes when you face a team like Penn, you lose before the game even starts. That shouldn't be the case for Riley. The bad news is Penn's coming off a loss, so they're going to be wide awake as well. So both teams hungry for a victory here tonight, so it should make for an exciting evening.
Riley has not beaten Penn in football since 1980. So one team will try to continue history. The other team will try to make it here tonight. We've got the St. Joe County Police Department pregame show and our Lilliard Insurance Keys to Win, and it's all next on the Sports Michiana Game of the Week.
You're watching the Sports Michiana High School Game of the Week, brought to you by Tony Letcher Health Markets, Tire Rack, Notre Dame Federal Credit Union, the St. Joseph County Police Department, Imagineering Finishing Technologies, Reliance, the Lilliard Insurance Agency, Big C Lumber, Crown Trophy, and these great sponsors.
Medicare plans can be confusing, but they don't have to be. I'm Tony Letcher, licensed insurance agent. I can help you compare your options because I'm appointed with many nationally recognized carriers. With my help, you can find the coverage that fits your needs and budget. I don't want you to be my client today. I want you to be my client forever. Call Tony Letcher today to schedule your free consultation or visit tletcher.com.
Shopping for tires used to be like pulling teeth. That was before I went to TireRack.com. TireRack's Tire Decision Guide made it easy to drill down to the right tires for me.
What?
Oh, I got a great deal. My tires shipped fast and free and arrived the next day. I even got 2 years of free road hazard protection.
Where?
You're darn right, wow. Next time your tires get long in the tooth, visit TireRack.com.
TireRack.com, the way tire buying should be.
In 1969, America celebrated men landing on the moon. Now the USA is trying to return, and Imagineering Finishing Technologies in South Bend is helping pave the way. IFT is providing paint, chemical conversion coatings, and non-destructive testing services for NASA's Space Launch System and Orion spacecraft, which will deliver astronauts to the moon and possibly Mars. Help make it happen by joining the Imagineering Finishing Technologies team at iftww.com/careers.
Just graduated high school and now wondering what's next? Ready to start making a difference? Now is your chance. The St. Joe County Police Department Correctional Officer's starting pay is $50,000. Working in the jail can teach you life skills that you can use as a correctional or police officer. Benefits include vacation, medical, dental, and vision. For more information, call Sergeant Kylie Williams at 574-245-6263 or apply at sjcpd.org.
And this edition of the High School Game of the Week is being brought to you in part by the St. Joseph County Police Department. Join the team and help protect and serve our community. The Riley Band starting to filter in after the homecoming parade through the south side of South Bend. As Penn and Riley about 8 minutes away from kickoff, let's look at our keys to win, brought to you by the Lilliard Insurance Agency. And for the Penn Kingsmen, They are led offensively by the speedster Kellen Watson, a quarterback, 6'3", 190-pounder, who has run for 301 yards on just 12 carries. 4 of those were touchdowns. 12 of 24 passing for 197 yards and 3 TDs. His favorite receiver so far has been Tayshawn Bardo, a young man getting offers from Louisville and Vanderbilt, among others. 7 catches, 143 yards receiving, and 3 touchdowns for the 3-sport athlete Bardo. Bo, the keys to win for first-year coach Pete Reardon and the Kingsmen.
The keys to win tonight for the Kingsmen, they need to be physical up front. Their offensive line, defensive line, they need to get some push. Tackle in space, a lot of speed on this Riley team, so they got to make sure they make those open field tackles and eliminate pre-snap mistakes. They had a lot of those last week against the Cavemen, and they really worked on those this week in practice.
Meanwhile, for the Riley Wildcats, they too are led by their quarterback. That's Phoenix Clark, the transfer from Adams High School. Now, Clark, 6'2", 190 pounds, and a senior, really relies on those fleet feet, but he can throw it a little bit. 73 yards passing in the opener against Knoll. And then defensively, Mariah Jackson has been tremendous so far in his sophomore year. 13 tackles, 5 of them for loss, and 2 safeties in the win against Hammond Knoll. The keys to win for Dark Lee and the Cats.
They must have discipline. They cannot have any of those pre-snap penalties that we talked about, any offsides, any holding penalties. Make sure they have great discipline, clean execution. That's on the offense. Make sure they're executing their plays properly at all times and handle adversity. There might be some adversity in this game where Penn might get up early. If they do, hold composure and make sure they handle it properly.
These have been the keys to win, brought to you by the Lilliard Insurance Agency on the St. Joseph County Police Department pregame show. We're just moments away from the opening kick here in the NIC opener between Riley and Penn, and we'll have it for you after these words on Sports Michiana.
For over 100 years, experience and inspiration have been the foundation of Big C Lumber. I'm Mark Young. Deciding on the perfect cabinetry for your home can be overwhelming. It's best to depend on our consultants with decades of experience at Big C Lumber. Your needs and wishes will be matched with our guidance in the creation of new spaces. We call this customer-inspired design, representing your personality, your style. Visit Big C Lumber, where the possibilities are endless.
Your car carries precious cargo. It needs to be dependable, rain or shine. Let Tom's Car Care Center in South Bend help take the stress out of your car's maintenance. We'll change your oil in 10 minutes, flush your transmission, replace your wiper blades, and much more. Oil changes include a half-price car wash when needed. Welcome to your extended family, Tom's Car Care Center.
High school football fans, welcome back to Friday nights. To pure spirits, to pure sports. Welcome back to high school football.
Fans, I'm IHSA Commissioner Paul Knighty, and I just want to say, welcome back.
This is Friday night. This is Indiana high school football. This is your IHSAA.
Your garage door keeps your home, family, and valuables safe and secure. Make sure it always looks good and works well. Precision Garage Door is your one-stop shop for design, installation, and repairs. Count on us to help you choose the right materials, style, and color for your new door. And when you need repairs, we're ready. Our friendly, trained technicians work around your schedule and are available 24/7 for emergency repairs. Call your local Precision Garage Door today.
Garage doors done right.
I can help you compare your options because I'm appointed with many nationally recognized carriers. With my help, you can find the coverage that fits your needs and budget. I don't want you to be my client today. I want you to be my client forever. Call Tony Ledger today to schedule your free consultation or visit tledger.com.
Shopping for tires used to be like pulling teeth. That was before I went to TireRack.com. TireRack's Tire Decision Guide made it easy to drill down to the right tires for me. What? Oh, I got a great deal. My tires shipped fast and free and arrived the next day. I even got 2 years of free road hazard protection.
Where?
You're darn right, wow. Next time your tires get long in the tooth, visit TireRack.com.
TireRack.com, the way tire buying should be.
In 1969, America celebrated men landing on the moon. Now the USA is trying to return, and Imagineering Finishing Technologies in South Bend is helping pave the way. IFT is providing paint, chemical conversion coatings, and non-destructive testing services for NASA's Space Launch System and Orion spacecraft, which will deliver astronauts to the moon and possibly Mars. Help make it happen by joining the Imagineering Finishing Technologies team at iftww.com/careers.
Just graduated high school and now wondering what's next? Ready to start making a difference? Now is your chance. The St. Joe County Police Department Correctional Officer's starting pay is $50,000. Working in the jail can teach you life skills that you can use as a correctional or police officer. Benefits include vacation, medical, dental, and vision. For more information, call Sergeant Kylie Williams at 574-245-6263 or apply at sjcpd.org.
And this edition of the Sports Michiana High School Football Game of the Week is being brought to you in part by Imagineering Finishing Technologies, IFT, where quality is a way of life. The Riley Marching Band just performing our national anthem as you see Old Glory moving out there on the flagpole at the east end of Jackson Field. And we might as well give you our Hardware Plus and Osceola weather report because it is currently 63 degrees. The wind a little more than a gentle zephyr out of the northwest tonight at 12 miles an hour. And we do have a 15% chance of precipitation for this one between the 1-1 Penn Kingsmen and the 1-0 Riley Wildcats. Bo, we were both down on the field before the game. I have to feel like the wind is going to be a factor in this one.
Yeah, coming out here on the field here this evening, we really noticed the wind coming from left to right on your screen, really blowing across the field, affecting the punts, affecting the passes, and the kicking game as well. So definitely going to have a factor in this game tonight, Chuck.
The Penn Kingsmen methodically working their way out of the locker room here at Jackson Field. Pete Reardon, as we've mentioned, in his first year as the head coach, taking over for the legendary Corey Oman. Reardon was the defensive coordinator a year ago and an assistant for over 20 years and is a 1996 St. Joe grad. And meanwhile, the band forming a tunnel here on the field as they wait for their beloved Riley Wildcats to come out. This is homecoming. Big parade was going on behind the stadium, Bo, and it's a little bit of a late arriving crowd because of that.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of festivities out here, kind of shut down the area around here. Traffic was backed up a little areas, and great to see the homecoming festivals out here, and great to see the crowd really starting to file in. And as Riley's getting ready to run out on the field, gives us a chance to give a check on what teams are wearing, brought to you by It's Tops in Mishawaka. Penn is wearing the gold helmets, white jerseys with black pants, and Riley is wearing the yellow helmets, blue jerseys, and blue pants. And a reminder, our first quarter is brought to you by Frick's Dairy Queen. We have breaking news. Frick's Dairy Queen on South Michigan Street. The incredible French silk pie and pumpkin pie blizzards are officially back. Woo. That's Frick's Dairy Queen, located at 3907 Michigan Street on South Bend's south side. And go Riley!
Riley gets ready to plant the flag here at Jackson Field. They have waited 10 years for this opportunity to take on Penn in football, and they're hoping to cash it in with a huge upset here tonight. Aaron Burton, one of their linemen, had the honors of putting the flag down right around the midfield stripe. We'll still have the captains meeting at midfield. tell you that our officiating crew tonight is a local one with Sean Jenkins as the referee. He's joined by Savon Williams, Chris Mathis, Chad Davis, and Brendan Turner. And we remind you, the IHSA always looking for more officials. It came into play last week with some of the games that were stopped because of storms, unable to resume on Saturday because of the official shortage. So if you're interested in helping out with high school athletics, becoming an official would be a great way to do it. Check in with Jimmy Arnett at the St. Joe Valley Officials Association, and he'll hook you up with all the testing and licensing that you need to go through, because the IHSA really needs officials in every sport.
Yeah, I mean, that's one of the things that really people overlook and oversee, and a lot of people complain about them, but you know what? You wouldn't have these sporting events without them, and they're really the key people that really bring everything together and make sure the IHSA games are official by having officials out there.
So the captains meeting at midfield with the officials, and we'll see who winds up winning the coin toss here and getting to go on offense first, because I imagine, Bo, given the electricity for both teams on the offensive side of the ball, they probably want to start with the ball.
Yeah, I would imagine both teams, if they win the toss, it looks like Penn's actually going to defer to the second half, and Riley's going to actually receive the ball. Good news for Riley is they want to get on the board first. They want to get that big hit and put some numbers up first.
And with Riley receiving, Penn has offered to kick into the wind so that they have the wind at their backs in the second quarter of this one. Darrick Lee, in his third year as the head coach of the Riley Wildcats, came to town with just a record of 3-24 at Muncie Central, but in his time here in South Bend, he's been phenomenal. 14-7 on the south side. We mentioned in the pregame the 8 wins last year, the most they've had in a season since 1997.
Yeah, just the numbers that you see along the sidelines of the amount of players that he has coming out, and year over year building those players and making sure that they stay in the weight room and they do their job in the classroom as well. He does a great job with that.
So Dylan D'Addario will do the kicking honors for Penn. And back deep for the Cats, Ben Garpu and Zaire Shamanga. Shamanga wears number 3, Garpu number 21. D'Addario with a very strong foot, but kicking into the wind tonight, so we'll see how the Kingsmen play this. But wherever you're joining us from, we appreciate it. Facebook, YouTube, and the IHSA Champions Network. Sports Michiana is on the air, and the opening kick of tonight's game fielded by Garpu back at his 10. Garpu up the middle, gets to the 24-yard line, has his legs taken out from under him, and that's where Riley will begin with Phoenix Clark at quarterback, a transfer from Adams. Clark, very strong arm, quick feet. And Riley, earlier this week, I should say, in practice, was working on a little bit of an option look. We'll see if they try to spring that on the Kingsmen after Penn struggled stopping the option against Mishawaka last week. 1st and 10 from the 23. Clark wants to throw on the first play from scrimmage, flush from the pocket, uses those nimble feet, and goes forward for 7 yards on the first play from scrimmage. Let's go ahead and meet the Riley starters on offense. Along with Clark, Tion Wadley, the main ball carrier. Good core of receivers with Thomas and Monroe leading the way. And then on that offensive line, you've got a young group. No seniors in the group. Aaron Burton, the 6'3", 265 junior, is a returning starter. It's 2nd and 3. And here is that option look with Clark trying to go on the outside, but Penn pursues it well and gets him about a yard behind the line of scrimmage. And that gives us a reason to meet the Penn defense, which is being brought to you in part by Beef O'Brady's and Granger. Bonner and Watson on the ends have been the strong parts of the line. On the linebacking core, Wrigley Hull, the leading tackler, but it's the all-conference safety, Vinnie Freeman, who leads the charge in the backfield. 3rd and 5. Clark with time. Nobody open, though. He's got to run for it, and he's got the first down all the way up to the 38-yard line. So Phoenix Clark right away showing the quick feet as he winds up needing 5 on that play, but picked up 9, and it's a Riley first down.
Yeah, Clark's going to be able to use his feet tonight and really get some room. He's got some great ability to get off of tackles and really get upfield. And great first series so far here for the Wildcats.
Tion Wadley off the middle, and Wadley manages to dance his way forward for 6 yards. Good job by the Riley offensive line, giving him a pretty good-sized hole to run through.
Yeah, definitely really open it up for him. You talked about before the game about the lightning that can happen on this Riley offense, and they definitely have some weapons for sure.
Wadley, another one of the Riley players that transferred over from Adams. It's 2nd and 4. Clark with time, out in the flat, finds Ace Monroe, and Monroe has himself a first down as he gets up to the 47-yard line. So the first completion of the night for Phoenix Clark, and it goes to the talented sophomore, Ace Monroe.
Yeah, great job of Monroe really coming back for that ball, securing the ball first, and then getting upfield and picking up the first down.
Riley moving the chains with a couple of first downs on this opening drive. This Penn defense has really struggled this year. It is a young group. Only one returning starter from last year. That's the all-conference safety, Vinnie Freeman. He wears number 7. Penn has been giving up 430 yards of offense per game in its first 2 games. Shamanga in motion. Clark pump faked, and that is bottled up by Quinn Watson, who gets him in the backfield for a loss of 4. For Watson, his 2nd sack of the year. The first one clinched the win against Valparaiso on opening night.
Yeah, great job by Watson really getting in there, getting that. It looked like it might have been a broken play. Here you can see on the Klein Custom Homes replay, Clark wanted to go quick to the outside, but the receiver wasn't looking, had his back to the play.
Now Riley finds itself in a 2nd and long, which is exactly what Darrick Lee is trying to avoid. 2nd and 14 to be precise. Penn really backing up the safeties as Clark takes the snap. And again, he's going to try to run for it, and Clark breaks a couple of tackles, but only gets about a yard on the play as the Kingsmen string it out nicely.
Yeah, it just didn't have time once he got outside the pocket and the receivers were covered up. Great job by this Penn defense, really covering the receivers, not giving Clark any look downfield.
Even though Riley's looking at a 3rd and 13 right now, they've done a nice job in this drive in one aspect, and that's taking time off the clock. They're already taking 4 minutes and 15 seconds off the clock here on this opening drive. Third and long. Phoenix Clark waits for the snap. And time ran out. Quinn Watson gets him again. The brother of the quarterback, Kellen Watson, making himself known to the other team's quarterback tonight. That's his 2nd sack already on the opening series.
Not only his 2nd sack, but the pressure that he's been putting on upfield. On the option play that they ran, he had a great contribution on that play as well, getting upfield and pushing it inside. Just a great job by Quinn so far here for the Penn Kingsmen defense.
So now Austin Flugner lines up to punt it away. He'll have the wind at his back. And staring into the sunlight are Peyton Horner and Jadon Parker for Penn. This is as tough a punt field as there is in Michiana. High end-over-end kick. Kingsmen are going to let it hit and roll, and Parker picks it up at the 27-yard line and lost the football. Who's got it? It looked like Penn got on top of it at about the 36. So Jadon Parker loses the football on special teams, but Vinnie Freeman pounces on it to save the day for the Kingsmen.
Wow. Riley almost had a break there. It looked like Parker actually got the ball and actually kind of stopped like it was a fair catch almost, or the ball was down, and then he took off running again. I think that just threw him and everybody else off.
So now the Kingsmen get their first possession on offense with Kellen Watson at quarterback, the 6'3", 190-pound senior who finished third in the state in the 100 meters. The third-string running back is in for Penn tonight due to injuries, and that is Jadon Parker. These will be his first carries, but he's going to take a pass. That's a lateral. That ball is still live, and Riley picks it up. The officials blow it dead and call it an incomplete pass. Whoa, I'd love to get another look at this one on the Klein Custom Homes replay because that ball looked as though it was going backwards.
Yeah, it definitely did. He threw it from the
There's no question it went
from
backwards.
The 30, and it was at the 29.
That's a huge break for Penn, and it's 2nd and 10. Movement along the line of scrimmage for the Riley defense. Handoff. Here's Parker to the outside. He's got some speed, folks. Jadon Parker is off to the races. There is a penalty flag, though, back at the 35-yard line, so hold everything, which might be exactly what Penn did.
Yep, holding call and bringing it on back.
So what looked like a 66-yard touchdown run is negated by a holding penalty. And the Kingsmen have had all kinds of problems with penalties in the first two games. We'll see if we can pick it up on the Klein Custom Homes replay.
Looks like it was right in the middle there.
That's where the flag landed, right at the 35-yard line.
Hey, a big thank you to Chick-fil-A for feeding our crew tonight. Call Chick-fil-A at Erskine Commons in South Bend for all your tailgating needs this football season at 574-968-0351.
So the penalty moves Penn back to its own 26. It sets up a 2nd and 19, but most importantly, it takes 6 points off the board for the Kingsmen. Kellen Watson again at quarterback, hands it off to another running back. And Penn going deep into the depth chart tonight. It was number 46 on the carry, and we'll see if we can find him.
Yeah, I don't even have it on the depth chart, so I'm going to have to go to the roster chart. But as you're doing that, reminder, Klein Customs Homes in Michiana, premier home builder. Come visit one of our exclusive neighborhoods or let Klein Custom Homes build on your property anywhere in Michiana. For more info, visit us at KleinCustomHomes.com.
Here's Watson firing. It's too far for Tayshawn Bardo, and the Riley defense winds up getting a 3-and-out against the Kingsmen on the opening drive.
Great defensive stand for Riley Wildcats here. Not a lot of time went off the clock in that series. A lot of passes in that series for Penn. Punting into the win again. Good field position here probably for the Riley Wildcats.
Dylan DiDario, the punter here for the Kingsmen, averages 35 yards a kick. Zaire Shimanga is the deep man standing at his own 25.
12 on the field. Legal substitution. Yep. Parker was running off the field there. Going to move it back another 5 yards. Again, eliminate the pre-snap mistakes. One of the keys to win for these Kingmen.
And they have really struggled with that on the opening drive tonight. High snap. DiDario fields it and gets off a nice punt that's going to take a Penn roll, and Shimanga will walk away from it and let it die at the 31-yard line. So that's a 43-yard punt with no return, and we played 5.5 minutes, or 6.5 minutes, 5.5 left here in the first quarter, and it's a 0-0 ball game.
Reminder, our first quarter is brought to you by Frick's Dairy Queen. Whether it's the flamethrower, backyard bacon ranch, or the all-time favorite original double cheese, Frick's Dairy Queen invites you to stop in for his signature stack burger. Frick's Dairy Queen, located 3907 Michigan Street on South Bend's south side, and go Riley.
From the 32, Phoenix Clark with his second possession of the game gives it off to Tion Wadley, and Wadley spins his way forward for about 9 yards on the play before Wrigley Hull brings him down. Actually, it was Jonathan Searfoss on the tackle that time for the Kingsmen. But another nice run for Tion Wadley, who has looked strong coming out of the backfield tonight.
Riley trying to hurry up here, get Penn on their heels.
2nd and 1. Pass out in the flat, and it goes off the hands of the intended receiver and incomplete.
Coming up at halftime will be our Student Athletes of the Week, presented by Tony Letcher. Tony is a lifelong resident of Michiana and a licensed insurance agent with Health Markets. If you need insurance, Tony is your guy. Google Tony Letcher Health Markets to connect.
They were trying to connect with Nick Washington on that throw. It didn't work, and Riley now looking at a 3rd and 2.
Always have options when you pick up 8.5 yards on first down.
Almost makes that 2nd down play like a free down. Handoff, Wadley up the middle, has the first down and gets to the 43-yard line. Again, it's Searfoss on the tackle for Penn, but not until the Cats move the chains.
I'm telling you what, Riley's doing a really good job keeping the ball on the ground and picking up yards. When they go to that pass play, that's when they kind of get the pressure and everything, and Clark has to evade some of the guys, but I don't know, man. Keep it on the ground.
The guard-center guard combo for Riley, Austin Robbins, Sean Fryman, and Tavarian Stoutmiles, moving people out of the way right now. 1st and 10 from the 43. They are going to keep it on the ground. Wadley, though, didn't go to the hole.
Yep.
He went to the outside and only picked up a yard.
Yeah, the Riley offensive line got to push about a yard up the field, 1.5 yards, and he kind of cut to the outside when he should have cut back to the inside across the grain.
2nd and 9. Approaching the 4-minute mark, remaining here in quarter number 1.
I always talked about staying on those big hosses as long as possible. Stay right on their hip and don't make a move until that linebacker or DB makes that move first, and then you cut the opposite.
Handoff again, Wadley up the middle, and Wadley able to get 3 yards on that one to the 48-yard line. He'll set Riley up with a 3rd and 5.
Dean's Barbecue is your home for the best barbecue in Granger. They're more than just barbecue, though. They are a full-service, chef-driven restaurant where everything is made from scratch. Good food and good friends and a great atmosphere. Dean's Barbecue and Restaurant at 23 and Bittersweet in Granger.
Heard nothing but good things. Going to have to get on out there. 3rd and 5. Clark from the gun. Fires over the top and too far for Zaire Shimanga. But he did put it in a place where nobody would intercept it. 4th down and what would appear to be a punting situation for the Cats.
Yeah, the receivers just aren't able to get into their cuts. They're still running downfield, trying to get ready to make their cuts when Clark has to throw the ball, and at that point he gets too much pressure, and you can see right there he had to throw that before anybody made a cut.
Austin Flugner on to punt it again. Horner and Parker, the deep people for Penn, and the good news for them is the sun for this moment is behind a cloud. Flugner takes the snap and gets rid of it quickly. Over the head of Parker, it takes a Riley roll, and it goes into the end zone, a break for the Kingsmen. That wound up being a 52-yard punt, but the touchback will make it a net of 32 with 3:02 to go here in the first.
Yeah, that was about a foot away from being an unbelievable punt down to the half-yard line, but just took that that last rollover and rolled right into the end zone. Hey, for more than 40 years, Tire Rack has been helping people find the right tires for how, what, and where they drive. They're nationally known and locally run by an outstanding team that believes in supporting the Michiana community. TireRack.com, the way tire buying should be.
Good to have them back on the team this year with the Tire Rack scoreboard. Kellen Watson working from the pistol. Flag thrown before the play. And what has been a common theme for Penn, another pre-snap penalty and a delay of game. Five yards marched off against the Kingsmen, and that is already their 3rd penalty of the night.
Oh, actually, another 12 men on the field again. Second time they've had that.
So 2 12 men on the field penalty and a holding penalty that has called back a touchdown. It's the handoff to Parker. Jadon Parker trying to get around the outside, and he is brought down by the Riley sophomore, Mariah Jackson.
Mariah came up, wrapped up in the open field, made a heck of a tackle, just a sophomore. Great job by Mariah.
So that means it's 2nd and 15. Parker didn't get anywhere on that play. Watson again in the pistol. Wants to throw. Pressure. Watson throws on the run. Incomplete. He was looking for his backup tight end, Harrison Huck, but couldn't hit him.
Huck had a step on the linebacker there, but wasn't able to pick up the pass from Watson.
So now, Penn looking at a 3rd and 15. Kingsmen still have not had a first down tonight. And Kellen Watson, who ran for almost 280 yards on opening night in the win over Valparaiso, has not had a carry so far tonight. We'll see if they can continue to contain him here on 3rd and long. Watson wants to throw here. He's got people open, and he hits Tayshawn Bardo. And Bardo, the young man getting offers from ACC and SEC schools, takes it all the way up to the 46. That's a 29-yard pickup and a first down brought to you by Dean's Barbecue and Restaurant in Granger as you look at the Klein Custom Home replay.
Yeah, great job of really getting it upfield. Bardo did a great job of going up for the ball, knowing where he was on the field, securing it for the first down, and then picking up some yak afterwards.
1st and 10 from the 46. And now the movement is on Riley. Watson gave him a hard count that time, and Riley jumped in the first penalty against the Cats tonight.
Many of us spend more time thinking about what's for dinner than thinking about retirement. But if you think your retirement deserves more attention, Edward Jones can help. Stop by Edward Jones Financial Advisor Ryan Watson's office at 10775 McKinley Highway in Osceola. Edward Jones, member SIPC.
1st and 5 in Riley territory at the 49. Watson hands it off. That's Cohen Wysong. And Cohen Wysong gets all the way to the 32-yard line, a pickup of 17. Well, that's one way to get people to know your name.
Yep, getting ready to click on the offense right now. Bardo with the big pickup, and now Wysong with another huge first down for this Kingsmen, moving the ball here late in the first quarter.
First down sponsored by Dean's Barbecue and Restaurant in Granger. They spot him out of bounds at the 35, so give him 14 on the play. Now Watson wants to throw. Over the top, looking for Bardo, overthrew him. Flag on the play, though, comes in at the line of scrimmage, and it's an ineligible receiver downfield against Penn.
Yeah, it looked like a lineman was downfield a little bit too far on that. See a couple guys still walking back that were about 10 yards downfield.
Pete Reardon talked about it at practice this week, talked about the problems that they have had with penalties. Felt like the attention to detail was really good in practice this week. But here we are under the lights on a Friday night, and the problem is rearing its head again.
Yeah, 4 or 5?
4 penalties already for 25 yards. Wysong plows his way off the right side and gets back to the original line of scrimmage, so he gets the penalty yardage back, but it's 2nd and 10 now.
Well, and you look at that 4 for 25 yards, but the one had a touchdown call back, which was about a 70-yard run. So, in essence, a lot more yardage than what you really think in the books.
2nd and 11 from the Riley 36. Minute 9 and counting here in quarter number 1. First quarter being brought to us by Frick's Dairy Queen in South Bend. High snap. Wysong taking it right up the middle. Cohen Wysong keeps moving. Cohen Wysong all the way down to the 9. A 27-yard pickup for the diminutive running back.
Just a great job really getting upfield, going north to south. Just a great job here. You can see on the Klein Custom Homes replay, Wysong with a good pickup again.
Another first down sponsored by Dean's Barbecue and Restaurant in Granger. And the Kingsmen knocking on the door at the goal line, sitting 1st and goal for the 9. Watson wants to throw. Going on a fade route. Bardo, did he get it in the end zone? Touchdown, Penn.
Great over-the-shoulder throw by Watson. Great looking by Bardo. Picks up the first points here tonight. Late in the first quarter.
Touchdown sponsored by Edward Jones advisor Ryan Watson. Watch it again on the Klein Custom Homes replay. A dime from Kellen Watson.
Hey, South Bend Schools, educating future leaders since 1867. Enroll today, thrive tomorrow. Visit sb.school/enrollment to learn more. Go Riley from South Bend Schools.
For Kellen Watson, his 4th touchdown pass of the year, they've all been to Tayshawn Bardo. Dylan Daddario on to try the extra point. The snap, set down, and kick are all good. 24.2 seconds left in the first quarter, and Penn strikes first in the NIC opener as the Kingsmen lead Riley 7-0 on the Sports Michiana Game of the Week.
In 1969, America celebrated men landing on the moon. Now the USA is trying to return, and Imagineering Finishing Technologies in South Bend is helping pave the way. IFT is providing paint, chemical conversion coatings, and non-destructive testing services for NASA's Space Launch System and Orion spacecraft, which will deliver astronauts to the moon and possibly Mars. Help make it happen by joining the Imagineering Finishing Technologies team at iftww.com/careers.
And this edition of the Sports Michiana High School Football Game of the Week being brought to you in part by Tire Rack. TireRack.com is the way tire buying should be. An 80-yard drive by the Penn Kingsmen resulted in the first points of this one. Penn leading 7-0 late first quarter here at South Bend's Jackson Field. There you see Marcus Freeman. A little bit busy tomorrow with the home opener against Northern Illinois, but he's got to come out and watch his son Vinny play for the Penn Kingsmen. Irish looked impressive last week down at Texas A&M.
They sure did, and it's just great to see the Notre Dame football coaches being out here. Yes, he's supporting his son, but he's supporting the local community as well. We saw that with the past Notre Dame coach coming out to a lot of the local high school games that we covered as well, and really great to have that privilege of having Notre Dame this close.
Ben Garpu picks up the kickoff and returns it to the 23-yard line, and Riley will have it for the final 18 seconds here of quarter number one.
Beef O'Brady's on 23 and Granger is always cheering on the Kingsmen. Bring the family out for Burger Mondays, or Taco Tuesdays, or Wing Wednesdays. Plus, enjoy a game on their brand new TVs. Beef O'Brady's, where game time meets family time.
There you see Vinny Freeman, the son of the Notre Dame football coach Marcus Freeman. All-NIC safety a year ago, and a terrific wrestler who is being recruited by some big-time wrestling schools. Here is a run for the Riley Wildcats as they give it off to Karan Miller, the senior transfer from Clay, and Miller is able to scamper for about 5 yards. What will be the final play of the first quarter here at Jackson Field in South Bend. Penn with a 7-0 lead. You're watching high school football on Sports Michiana.
Just graduated high school and now wondering what's next? Ready to start making a difference? Now is your chance. The St. Joe County Police Department Correctional Officer's starting pay is $50,000. Working in the jail can teach you life skills that you can use as a correctional or police officer. Benefits include vacation, medical, dental, and vision. For more information, call Sergeant Kylie Williams at 574-245-6263 or apply at sjcpd.org.
For over 100 years, experience and inspiration have been the foundation of Big C Lumber. I'm Mark Young. Deciding on the perfect cabinetry for your home can be overwhelming. It's best to depend on our consultants with decades of experience at Big C Lumber. Your needs and wishes will be matched with our guidance in the creation of new spaces. We call this customer-inspired design, representing your personality, your style. Visit Big C Lumber, where the possibilities are endless.
And this edition of the Sports Michiana High School Football Game of the Week being brought to you by Crown Trophy. They're nationally known and locally owned. Before the second quarter gets underway, let's go downstairs for a sideline report. Here's Anj.
Hey, Chuck and Bo. Interesting first quarter, to say the least. I think one of the big things was that storyline we talked about before the game. Riley not being afraid to play Penn coming into this game, wanting to go toe-to-toe with the big boys in the area. And, yes, they're down 7-0, but I think that first quarter validates that opinion, and now they can go into the second quarter believing they have a shot to play with the Kingsmen. That is a big thing for the confidence of this Riley Wildcats team as they head into the second quarter.
2nd and 5 from their own 28-yard line to begin quarter number 2, sponsored by Riley Athletics. Phoenix Clark short on the throw to the outside. He had a man open but could not hit him.
As you mentioned, the second quarter is sponsored by Riley Athletics. Riley High School, in partnership with our families and community, provides all students with a rigorous education, celebrates each student's background, and engages the whole student to be a lifelong learner and responsibility. Active citizen in the community, and go Riley.
Clark 1 of 3 throwing the football so far tonight. And the handoff trying to go up the middle, but spun down by a host of Kingsmen that time, is the Riley ball carrier, Karan Miller. And so Miller unable to pick up enough. In fact, he barely got back to the line of scrimmage, so 4th down and another punting situation for the Cats, which sends Austin Flugner onto the field. But now, Bo, he's kicking into the wind.
Yeah, I mean, before he was able to get it off, but he did have pressure coming up on him before. Now going into the wind, he can't take any time whatsoever. He needs to get that ball off as quick as possible.
Not sure what the official's timeout is here. Chris Mathis, the umpire, communicating with Sean Jenkins, the referee, and we've got a timeout on the field. It's sponsored by the South Bend Schools. Not sure if one of the players had an equipment issue or what happened. While they take a look at that, we'll try to check for some scores quickly from around the area. After one, it's all Elkhart at Rice Field. The Lions leading South Bend Washington 35-0 going into the second quarter. St. Joe takes a 7-0 lead on New Prairie in the second quarter. Concord leads Mishawaka 21-14, that game at halftime over at Jake Field. And Indiana pounding Western Illinois 35-0 down at the Rock in Bloomington. So whatever the situation was, we've got it straightened out. And Flugner's punt, he tried to punt it away from Peyton Horner, but it rolls right to him at the 39. Horner with a wall of blockers. Horner down the sideline in front of the cap bench, breaks a tackle, and goes to the 27, but there's a flag back at the Penn 45.
Yeah, there was an unnecessary block in the back. Here you can see it right on the corner, right there. Hit him right in the back, and they're going to bring this one on back.
If you throw that flag where it actually occurred, it would have been the Riley 45-yard line, but the marker lands at the 45 of Penn. So it's a personal foul. They actually called a crackback block on this. But I don't think that's the one you saw. I think there might have been a crackback block back here.
Yeah. Of course, that replay brought to you by Klein Custom Homes.
And it's a spot infraction, 15 yards, so Penn will start this drive back at the 30. Of course, the Kingsmen marched 80 yards on their last drive, so we'll see what Kellen Watson and company can do here.
Couple big plays, couple big run plays by Wysong. Wysong back in there. Nice little pickup by Bardot up the middle, and then a touchdown pass to Bardot as well. Get it out to Cole Bennett here in the flats.
And that didn't go anywhere. Well pursued by the Riley Wildcats. Quatez Foster was out there to make the stop, one of their returning starters. Bennett, man, he is an impressive specimen to see down on the field.
Yeah, he's definitely put some time in the weight room, just did a great job of really understanding what a tight end is, and he's really put in the work here in the last 2 seasons.
Kellen Watson now 3 out of 6 for 38 yards. The handoff, and there goes another running back for Penn. It's Cohen Wysong once again. picking up 15 on the play and moving the chains for a Dan's Barbecue and Restaurant in Granger first down.
Well, he reminds me of the way Penn's always really kind of had their running backs, the ones that are quick, fast. They stay behind those linemen as long as they can, and when they get through the hole, they're already 5 yards deep because they're so quick getting through that hole.
5'6", 135-pound sophomore, but he has been a big star for the Kingsmen in the running game here tonight when they really need it. Watson throws. It's up in the air and intercepted. Picked off by Riley, and they might be able to bring this one deep into Penn territory. The Cats force the first turnover of the game. Bradford Washington with the interception. He's only a freshman, folks, but he makes the big play here. You'll see it again from Klein Custom Homes.
Yeah, just thrown just a little bit behind the receiver, a little bit too hard. Ball pops up in the air, and great job of understanding. Watch that ball all the way in. Get the interception first before you take off, and then great field position here for the Wildcats.
So the Cats knocking at the door at the 23 of Penn, trailing 7-0 here in the second. Phoenix Clark right up the middle, quarterback draw. Clark to the 15, a pickup of 8.
Again, first downs has been their golden ticket. They're picking up 7, 8, even 9 yards on first downs their last 3 drives. They just got to continue those drives, continue picking up first downs, and here they need to punch it in.
Joey DePalma held on for dear life to bring down Clark on that one. At the 15, it's 2nd and 2. Clark has Zaire Shimanga in the backfield, who doesn't seem to know which side to set up on. Shimanga tries to go to the left side, and there are some big bodies there, including Christian Bonner, the defensive end.
Just a great job by this Penn defense, really holding their ground, not getting pushed off the ball. When it comes down to those short yardage situations, that's when Penn's been able to really step up as of late.
So now a 3rd and 2 for Riley. From the Kingsman 15. This time they put Wadley back in the backfield with Clark. And it's Wadley up the middle. Had a hole briefly. Did he get enough for the first down? It looks like he did. They're going to spot it down at about the 12, and that'll move the chains for Riley.
Here we can see. Not sure if we get a Klein's Custom Home replay or not, but when he came up through the hole, he had the hole like you said. He just didn't continue to go through it. He tried to make a cut inside that hole. You got to go north-south.
1st and 10. Wadley trying to make a cut that time, and Quinn Watson wraps him up again.
Hey, upgrading your window treatments? Don't DIY it. Call Quality Window Treatments with free in-person consultations, design help, and local installation. There's no guesswork required. Visit QualityWindowTreatment.com and see your space in a whole new light.
Quinn Watson has had a big first half for Penn. He has had 2 sacks and a tackle for loss here in the first half. See the clock on the Tire Rack scoreboard. 8:10 to go first half. 2nd and 11 for the Riley Wildcats from the Penn 14. It's Tion Wadley. He made a cut to the inside, was hit hard by Wrigley Hull, and finally went down at about the 10-yard line. Pick up a 4 on the play for Wadley, who now has 8 carries for 29 yards.
Hardware Plus roots for the Kingsmen and has been Osceola's favorite local hardware store for nearly a century, featuring a wide selection of products and customer service experts. Hardware Plus, where service begins with the words, "How can I help you?" and a handshake.
Clark is only 1 of 3 passing so far for just 4 yards. 3rd and 8 for Riley. Clark looking to the sideline. Ricky Davila, the offensive coordinator, wants to talk to him about it. We'll take a break as well. Timeout sponsored by the South Bend Schools. 7:17 to go first half. Penn leads 7-0, but Riley threatening on Sports Michiana.
I joined Notre Dame Federal Credit Union a long time ago.
1978.
I've been a member over 15 years.
I've worked with Notre Dame my whole banking life.
44 years.
I have my checking account there. I have my savings account there.
Really value the
community-based banking system.
My credit card with Notre Dame. I have my car insurance with Notre Dame.
I can't say enough good things, really.
I have my auto loans with Notre Dame.
My whole life is at Notre Dame
I
Credit
will
Union.
remain with them until the day I die.
It's one unique, one special vibe.
Angelo DiCarlo with you from Jackson Field in South Bend. It's a 7-0 Penn lead, but Riley threatening with a 3rd and 8 at the Penn 11 after a Bradford-Washington interception set them up deep in Kingsman territory. And look at this formation for the Cats. Trips to both sides. Only 3 interior linemen. They give it to Tion Wadley. He'll cut to the left side, and Wadley gets to the 5. He's short of the first down by about 2 yards.
They'll bring up 4th and 2. Definitely a scenario where it looks like they already got the play called. They're already lining up. They're going with their 3 wide on each side.
Trying to create confusion for Pete Reardon's young defense right here.
See if maybe Clark keeps it himself up the middle.
Clark looks to throw in the flat. Shimanga did not make the first down.
Great defensive play. As soon as the ball was snapped, the Penn defensive backs broke straight to the wide receivers to make that coverage. Just a great job by this Penn defense.
Shimanga was tackled that time on a beautiful open field stop by Peyton Horner, the cornerback. We saw his brother Vince have many big games for the Kingsmen a couple of years ago, and now Peyton, a senior, makes the big stop to preserve the shutout so far for Penn, still leading 7-0, back at their own 5-yard line with 6:45 to go first half.
Riley Wildcats did have 4 safeties in their first game. See if maybe they can get a safety here.
Instead, Cohen Wyson runs right up the middle with a little help from Cole Bennett pushing the pile. Quatez Foster made the stop after a pickup of 3. And here's Wyson, the 4th-string running back, and he has 69 yards on 6 carries.
Heard about him, heard that he wanted an opportunity to get in there with some guys hurt, and here's his opportunity. He's making the most of it.
2nd and 7, it's Wyson again, trying to slam into the middle, and he's the one who got slammed that time as the Riley defense comes up with a nice stop. Tyler Flugner, the sophomore linebacker, who's a 4-sport athlete: football, basketball, track, and boys volleyball.
A lot of participation after school and in the classroom for him.
3rd and 6. Watson's last throw was a pick. We'll see what he does here. In trouble, and he'll throw it out of bounds and away. The closest guy to it was our field cameraman, Chris Skibby.
That was definitely just a throwaway being in the end zone. There was Bardot in the area.
But he was also outside the pocket.
And he was outside the pocket.
So 4th down in what would appear to be a punting situation for the Kingsmen. Scoreboard still says 3rd and 6. That's because we have an ineligible receiver downfield on that play. But Riley will decline the penalty and force Penn to punt out of its own end zone.
Hey, you want to help your team look great? It's Tops can help. They are the official outfitter for a number of local schools and, hey, even Sports Michiana. And they can do a lot more than just clothes. Learn more at itstops.net.
If you go to the top of our Sports Michiana Facebook page or the top of my Chuck Freebie Sports Twitter page, you'll find the link where you can get your Sports Michiana gear from It's Tops. Dylan D'Addario punts it away. It's taken at the 46 by Shimanga. And Zaire Shimanga takes it all the way up to the 30-yard line. And again, the Riley Wildcats are cooking with gas here as they get it into Penn territory for the second time tonight. as we welcome you up to the Notre Dame Federal Credit Union broadcast booth. NDFCU, where you bank does matter. Chuck Freeby, Bo Hunt with you. I'm impressed with the effort from Riley so far.
They've done a great job. I mean, it's 7-0 late in the second quarter. They've been able to move the ball offensively, and defensively, it was just a few plays that they gave up to Penn that allowed them to score that first touchdown. If they can put up some points here to go into the halftime, it's going to be some magic happen for these Wildcats.
And it is Karan Miller on the carry, but Penn able to string out the play nicely to the outside, as coming over to make the big stick for the Kingsmen that time was Wrigley Hull. Only a pickup of 1 that time for Miller. We mentioned he is a transfer from Clay.
Hey, locally owned Central Automotive in downtown South Bend is your answer for oil changes, brakes, air conditioning repair, general maintenance, and more. Check them out at Lafayette and Colfax. Central Automotive, we're here for all your automotive needs.
On 2nd and 9, Phoenix Clark wants to throw out in the flat. It's intercepted. Peyton Horner, and he's got a lot of green grass in front of him. Peyton Horner all the way down to the Riley 41.
Horner did a great job of being underneath that pass, understanding where it was going by Clark. You can see there, undercuts it. Great pick by Horner. Big turn of events here in the second quarter.
Penn with some time, 4:47 to go here in the first half. But the Kingsmen have to do something they have not been able to do tonight, and that's consistently move the football. They had the one scoring drive.
Yeah, I think it's one of the things. They got Wysong back in there. They've been really sticking with him in the backfield, doing a good job, but they need to get Watson going as well.
Middle of that offensive line has been moving folks for the Kingsmen, but it's Watson looking to throw right now. Stepping up in the pocket, chase from behind, and Kellen Watson scoots out of bounds. Let's see where they spot it. It's going to be right around the 36-yard line. That's a pickup of 5.
The Penn Boosters always cheer for the Kingsmen, and last year the Boosters awarded over $110,000 to various academic clubs and teams. Support the Penn Boosters by following them on Facebook or go to pennboosters.org.
2nd and 5. It's Wysong trying to go off the left side. Actually managed to carry a couple of tacklers with him and get 3 yards.
Yeah, for his size, he was able to carry guys right from the line of scrimmage, pick up a couple yards, making it manageable here, 3rd and 3.
Flugner, the sophomore, made the tackle. But Flugner's 185, Wysong's 136. So credit to Cohen for having some pretty strong back muscles there to carry him. Watson wants to throw, under pressure, lobs it up there, and it is a pass interference call on the Riley Wildcats. The defensive back never turned his head.
No, and that's in the old days. We'd call that face guarding, and it's kind of the same thing. If you're not going to turn and make a play on it, they're going to call that pass interference all day long. It doesn't matter if you throw your hands up or not. The receiver's trying to work through you back to the ball, and you're not allowing that.
So that'll wind up being a 15-yard penalty and a first down for Penn up to the Riley 18-yard line. The first down brought to you by Dean's Barbecue and Restaurant in Granger.
Imagineering Finishing Technologies in South Bend is a longtime supporter of high school athletics. They're also helping NASA send astronauts back to the moon. Hey, you want to help? Learn more on joining the Imagineering Finishing Technologies team at iftww.com/careers.
Wysong, touchdown, Penn. Cohen Wysong carves his way through the Riley defense. He looked like he was playing Frogger the way he moved back and forth, but he managed to find a way to the end zone, and it's a touchdown brought to you by Edward Jones advisor Ryan Watson.
There you can see the Klein Custom Homes replay, and he finished off the drive just like they started it, man, and just a great job by Wysong getting upfield, north and south, making small little cuts, getting around, but staying north and south.
It is like a movie script where the fourth-string running back comes in and is the hero of the game. 9 carries, 91 yards, and a tutty. Dylan D'Addario on to try the extra point. And whistles blown and flags thrown as there was some movement along the line of scrimmage, and it was Penn who moved.
Notre Dame Federal Credit Union serves nonprofits, churches, and schools throughout the United States. They are the go-to people for nonprofit banking. You already share their values. Why not share in their benefits? Head to NotreDameFCU.com/elevate to learn more.
So D'Addario will try the extra point one more time. Snap, set down, kick. This time it's all clean, and with 4 minutes to go in the first half, Cohen Wyson and the Penn Kingsmen extend the lead to 14-0 on Sports Michiana.
Founded in 2001 by brothers Sam and Levi, Reliance has built a reputation for excellence, providing high-quality home building and renovation services to the Michiana area. From single-room renovations like kitchens and bathrooms to building your dream home from the ground up, everything benefits from their decades of experience. From concept to completion, Reliance makes even the largest projects simple and hassle-free. To find out more, visit RelianceDBR.net. Reliance. Design, build, renovate.
And this edition of the Sports Michiana Football Game of the Week is being brought to you in part by Big C Lumber, where the possibilities are endless. Hasn't been the prettiest first half for the Penn Kingsmen, but they have managed to build a 14-0 lead here at Jackson Field in South Bend. Other scores from around the area in the Northeast Corner Conference. Lakeland leading Prairie Heights at the half by a count of 41-6 in that battle of the unbeatens. Lakeland, Ryan O'Shea's team, playing some marvelous football. Up in Michigan, Martin leads Bridgman on the 8-man circuit, 36-14 at the half. Elkhart, still in the first half, leads Washington 62-0. Northwood leading Wawasee 42-14 in the second. Here, Riley takes the kickoff back at the 5. And the Wildcats managed to return it to about the 18-yard line before that play is thwarted as Travian Thomas was on the return that time for Riley.
Reminder, our second quarter is sponsored by Riley Athletics. Riley High School, in partnership with our families and community, provides all students with a rigorous education, celebrates each student's background, and engages the whole student to be a lifelong learner and responsible, active citizen in the community. And go Riley.
Up in Michigan, St. Joe leading Edwardsburg 22-14 in the second. Halftime, Rochester leads Whitko 35-6. Chesterton and Michigan City are scoreless in the first. Phoenix Clark wanted to pitch the ball out, but there was an illegal shift that time by Riley, a false start.
Riley's, ever since that part of the second quarter when they had some good field position, they've had some pre-snap penalties that they didn't have early in the game. That's really kind of hindered their offense and really stagnant and not really being able to sustain drives.
Dark Lee said during the week that discipline would be a key for his team and being able to avoid these kind of mistakes. They would have to play a very clean game to beat Penn. 1st and 15, Tion Wadley joins Clark in the backfield. And it's Wadley taking the handoff, trying to get around the end, and Vinny Freeman says hello, but he also got part of the face mask.
Yeah, not sure if he actually got the face mask, but he was up by the helmet, and the helmet turned, and as soon as that happens, they're going to call that right away.
So another penalty on the Kingsmen. You're going to get another look here on the Klein Custom Homes replay. And it might be more of a horse collar penalty than anything that time.
Looked like it got him kind of around the neck, and they're going to call that every time as soon as the head snaps and the neck snaps down like that.
Vinny wants to know if he gets 2 points for the takedown, though. That was only a 5-yard penalty, so a 5-yard face mask, not a 15-yard personal foul. And it winds up being 1st and 10 back at the 18-yard line. And again, it's Wadley trying to carry, and Penn trying to strip the ball from him as they tackle him. It'll be 2nd down.
Hey, a big thank you to Lilliard Insurance Agency for all their work in helping Sports Michiana to get to opening night. Real people, real service, real value. That's their slogan, but Matt Lilliard and his team also live it every day. Visit realvalueins.com to get the personal touch you deserve.
And a Penn defense that was getting gashed for 430 yards a game has held Riley so far in the first half to just 60 yards. It's 2nd and 11, and Clark puts it out in the flat and completes a pass there as he gets it outside to Ace Monroe, his second catch of the night. And it'll be good for about 6 yards on the play and set up a 3rd and 5.
Yeah, you talk about Wysong, how much of an impact he's had on this game, but this defense between Horner at the cornerback position and Watson, Quinn at the defensive end position, those guys have had heck of a nights as well and really helping this defense stop this Riley attack.
3rd and 4 from the 25. They have not given up the explosive play. Clark hits Monroe here. That's a first down for Riley. Clock will stop as they move the chains up to the 30-yard line. And that's a pickup of 5 on the play.
Respect, loyalty, pride, courage, integrity, and dedication. Those are the many ways officers at the St. Joe County Police are serving our community. If you are looking for a career change, then you can really make a difference. Visit sjcpd.org to learn more.
1st and 10 from its own 30. Riley with 2 timeouts remaining. And the clock running the tackle, but DePalma comes up limping. So Tion Wadley gets his first catch of the night, and Ricky Dabble is starting to diversify the offense a little bit.
Problem is, time's starting to dwindle down here. Minute 45 here, left in the second quarter.
26 yards passing now for Clark, who is 5 of 7 on the night. 1st and 10 from the 40. Riley using a lot of time here. Clark again. Monroe makes the catch, gets out of bounds at the 46-yard line. That'll stop the clock. Colton Hernandez comes over and makes the stop. You get another look from Klein Custom Homes.
Yeah, great job of getting the ball to the outside, picking up the yardage needed that he was able to on that play at least, and then getting out of bounds, stopping the clock. They do have a couple timeouts left. Again, the timeouts for Riley, sponsored by the South Bend Schools.
Nice thing about that play is Clark has time to come over to the sidelines, get the play directly. Everybody's got a chance to settle down with the ball going out of bounds. Minute 27 left, first half. Clark again. Pumps, throws, lobs it out. Monroe tried to run a stop and go, but Hernandez was with him step for step.
Yeah, he just slowed down just a little bit too much on that. By the time he even was going to take off to get to the ball was overthrown and it was out of bounds anyways.
Another score to report. Halftime, LaVille leading Central Noble by a count of 14-0. Lancers looking for their first win of the season. Second quarter now. It's still Chesterton and Michigan City scoreless. This is a 3rd and 4 for Riley at its own 46. Clark had Monroe covered. Here comes Quinn Watson, and down goes Phoenix Clark.
3rd sack of the night for Quinn. Watson, great job of getting in there, getting to Clark and bringing him down. Big sack, bringing up a 4th down here for Riley.
3 sacks in this game now for Quinn Watson, who might be tired of being in his older brother's shadow.
Just a great job of really getting in there and throwing him down.
And Pete Reardon called the timeout here with 1:09 left because he wants to give his offense another crack to get downfield, maybe make a play on special teams. Horner had a nice return earlier in the quarter.
Yeah, I mean, they get the ball to start the second half as well. So if they can put up some points here and then still get the ball to start the second half, I mean, that's one of those things you try to go into halftime. They already have the momentum, but if they can get even more momentum, it's going to be a big deal for the Kingsmen.
Northridge has taken a 13-0 lead in the third quarter on Plymouth. 42-14 is the score. Northwood over Wawasee, that game at the half. See if we can get a couple more scores here before the punt by Riley. John Glenn had its game with Blackhawk Christian canceled tonight. Blackhawk Christian said unfortunate circumstances. That may mean that team that was an 8-man football team a year ago just didn't have enough players to go.
Yeah, it's a tough situation there, but with Glenn reconferencing with Bremen and Knox and Tippy Valley and Jimtown, they had to pick up some non-conference games because there's only 6 teams in that conference.
West Noble now leading East Side 7-0 at the halftime. Chargers trying to go 3-0. Seth Pruitt had 7 touchdowns in the game against Wawasee last week. Flugner puts one right up the elevator chute, and it's fielded by Tayshawn Bardo back at the 33. And another crackback block on Penn will bring this one back. Bardo can run all night. It's not going to matter.
Yeah. He might take it all the way, too.
Oh, he will, but it's coming back.
Yeah, that'd be one on his highlight reel they can always put there, even though there was penalties. But I think the biggest thing there, you look at, here you can see on the Klein Custom Homes replay, you can see the punt. And you're going to ask, why is this a penalty right here? The problem is it's a blindside block. Even though he got maybe the front part of his shoulder and the inside his chest, they did away with any type of blindside block, meaning the defender cannot see you because that's a blindside.
It's a safety issue.
Yes.
And it stemmed from a game of the week that we had, I want to say 10 years ago at Concord, where they were playing Plymouth.
Yep.
And a Plymouth player, might have even been the kicker.
Kicker, I believe it was
blindsided by a Concord player. What would be a legal hit? It was a legal hit at the time, but it basically ended his playing career. And the coaches association said, we got to take this out of the game.
Yeah. It's an unnecessary block. It's that block that you, as a player, you dream of that block because you're just absolutely blowing up that player, and it's the energy going through, but there's no place in the game for it.
It's got to be tough for a coach to teach players about that, though, because it's such an instinctual thing on the field.
Yep, it really is, and you feel like, hey, I've always been taught hit the chest. If I hit the chest, I'm fine.
Yeah, What that play also did was take a lot of time off the clock. Penn down to 47 seconds now here in the first half, leading 14-0. So we'll see how Pete Reardon, his offensive coordinators Trent Yeoman and Coley Moore play this one. They'll give it off to Kellen Watson. He keeps it on the option run, and Watson saunters out of bounds at about the 27-yard line, a pickup of 8 on the play. He has only had 2 carries tonight for 13 yards.
Yeah, and the first one was kind of a scramble on a pass play. That one looked like it was designed run, and we were wondering if he was going to kind of get into that running game a little bit more, but the way Wysong's been running the ball, no need to, really.
Does stop the clock with 40.2 seconds left, and you do have to keep an eye because Penn has 2 track stars on the outside with Bardo and Turner. So Riley's corners are going to have to play deep. Watson fires. There's Tayshawn Bardo. Nifty catch up at the 42-yard line.
That ball was put upfield and was about a yard and a half, 2 yards away from him. Here you can see on the Klein Custom Home replay, just a great job by Bardo. Really reaching out and grabbing that ball for the first down.
3 catches for 53 yards for Bardo. Here's a throw, and Cohen Turner drops it at the 47. Clock will stop with 23.4 seconds left. It stops a string of 4 straight completions by Watson. 2nd and 10 from the 41. They would have to go at least another 30 yards to consider a Dylan D'Addario field goal. Penn with a couple of timeouts remaining. So they can use the middle of the field, but Watson dropped the football, and then Watson gets dropped in the backfield. The pressure coming in from Karan Miller, and he was able to make the stop behind the line of scrimmage for a 2-yard loss.
Looks like Penn is going to go ahead and take a timeout here.
Gives us a chance to remind you we have more Northern Indiana Conference football for you next week on Sports Michiana, as we'll go over to Atulski Field for a little thing they like to call the Holy War. It is St. Joe and Marion, and we'll have it for you live with our pregame at 6:45 and our kickoff at 7 on your home for high school sports in Michiana. Sports Michiana.
Is that a new rivalry game or something?
Not exactly new.
No.
We're new. Sports Michiana, new.
Yeah.
St. Joe Marion, very old.
Very old. Very old. You were part of a lot of those back in the day?
Well, as a broadcaster.
As a broadcaster.
Yes. Let's make that very, very,
very clear. Very clear. As a broadcaster, yes. Back in the 70s. I know.
Hey, easy there, Pally. 3rd and 12 from the 39 for Penn. High snap. Watson is able to corral it, and Cohen Whitesong cannot hold on.
He had blockers in front of him as well. Oh.
Tayshawn Barto's going to get called for a personal foul here. He got up and gave a really good shove to Nick Washington. They had been tangled up. Maybe you'll be able to see it at the bottom of your screen, but I doubt it. Here's the throw to Whitesong, and he couldn't hang on. And then well after the play was over, it was Barto and Washington tangling, and Barto got up and gave him a shove to the mask right in front of the side judge. So another 15-yard penalty will move the Kingsmen back. Now, if you're Riley, do you bring the house on this one, or do you try to set up the punt return?
Well, the thing is you have the wind going into your face once you get the ball back, so you're not going to be able to really air it out that much. So you might as well just really come after it here.
Dylan Daddario, the punter. Aiden Deal with a perfect long snap. And Daddario kicks one high into the South Bend Knight that Shimanga takes back at his 32. Zaire Shimanga to the near sideline, shoved out of bounds at the 46. Riley wanted the late hit on Cole Bennett. And Riley will have 2.4 to do whatever version of a Hail Mary they deem necessary, or to just take a knee.
A lot of times we used to run a draw play, which was basically like taking a knee. It's one of the plays that we always called here late, with only like 2 seconds, nowhere to go, no timeouts, into the wind.
Dark Lee, Ricky Davila, the offensive coordinator, talking to the quarterbacks and the receivers, which makes you think they may try something here, and they're taking a timeout. It's sponsored by South Bend Schools. While we have a moment, we'll also tell you about a couple of radio shows that we have for you on Pulse FM. Coming up on Monday night at 7 p.m., it's the Irish Football Fix. Anj and I will break down the game between the Irish and Northern Illinois, look ahead to the showdown on the road with Purdue, and bring you a Focus on Faith feature. That's Notre Dame Federal Credit Union's Irish Football Fix. Monday night at 7 on Pulse FM. And then Friday nights, start off your high school football weekend with the Tire Rack Drive to the Game. We'll feature interviews with our competitors in the game of the week, talk to another coach from around the area, and make picks on all the big games. That's the Tire Rack Drive to the Game, and it airs Friday nights at 6 p.m. on Pulse FM.
Make sure you listen to those. They're great listens. Got a chance to pick up the Irish Football Fix the other day, and just a great listen. And
how about the story of Dylan McCullough?
McCullough's story, just unbelievable. Unbelievable story.
14-0 Penn leads it. Final play of the first half. Phoenix Clark will try to scramble up the middle of the field. He's got a lot of room to run, but he's got to cover 55 yards in one play, and it's not going to happen. Colton Hernandez tackles him at the Penn 42, and the first half has come to an end with the Penn Kingsmen leading the Riley Wildcats by a count of 14-0. Pete Reardon having a word with one of the officials over on the far side, and the next word he'll have is with Angelo DiCarlo. Go ahead, Ange.
Coach, your thoughts on the first half?
Defense played well. We got to clean up the mistakes on offense. Too many penalties. We got to do a better job converting when we get the opportunity.
Obviously, slow start in the first quarter, started to come together a little bit in the second quarter. What do you want to see right out of the gate, maybe in the start of the third quarter from your guys?
We want to see cleaner execution. We had too many mistakes offensively. I think we had 6 penalties. We got to control our emotions a little bit, and then we got to execute.
Coach, thank you very much. Best of luck in the second half. Chuck and Bo, back up to you guys.
Thank you, Ange. Stick around, everybody. A lot to talk about at halftime, including our Tony Letcher Health Market Student Athletes of the Week. That's next. You're watching Penn and Riley. Kingsmen lead at 14-0 on Sports Michiana.
Are you tired of auto service from big box stores and new car dealers? 45 years ago, my parents, Bud and Diane, founded Zolman's with a strong commitment to the community. Today, Zolman's Best One Tire and Auto Care is still family owned and operated with over 150 employees and families. And we offer a price match guarantee on any tires from any local dealer. while providing complete auto service on all makes and all models. Serving you and your family for 3 generations. Buy local. Shop local. Zolman's Best One Tire and Auto Care.
Finding private health insurance can be stressful. What if it didn't have to be? I'm Tony Letcher, licensed insurance agent. I prefer to personally meet with my clients so I can get a better understanding of your needs and budget. I can even review your current coverage. I don't want you to be my client today. I want you to be my client forever. Call Tony Letcher today to schedule your free consultation or visit tletcher.com.
When contractors and OEMs need quality electrical products at the best prices, they look to Babsco Supply. We strive to supply all the electrical products you need for residential, light commercial, and OEM electrical components. We have the knowledge, dedication to customer service, and extensive inventory to ensure your electrical projects are completed successfully. We are employee-owned, which means all of our employees are owners. So you know we care. With locations in Elkhart and Warsaw, Babsco Supply is working together to serve you better. Learn more at babsco.com.
Why do our auto insurance rates keep going up? Oh.
Dramatic increases in parts, labor, and medical care are causing auto insurance rates to soar nationwide. Lilliard's Insurance can protect you from auto rate increases with our available rate lock feature. And because Lilliard's Insurance is a local business, you get better service and deal with actual people. Hi, I'm Matt Lilliard. Call or text us today to see if you qualify.
Shopping for tires used to really grind my gears. So many tires, and the thought of choosing the right one made me, precisely. That's before I went to TireRack.com. I got the best deal hands down. My tires ship fast and free, arrive the next day like clockwork. Tire Rack even gave me 2 years of free road hazard protection. Precisely.
TireRack.com, the way tire buying should be.
Some people see a huddle in the locker room. We see a second classroom. Some see a student athlete on the court. We see a future leader in the community. You see, high school sports in Indiana are special. That's because they're about learning and growing, not just winning and losing. Fans, I'm Commissioner Paul Neidig. Support education-based athletics in Indiana by buying a ticket to your high school's next athletic event.
In need of an award? Call Crown Trophy of Mishawaka, the area's premier award provider. They've been serving the area since 2001 with cutting-edge exclusive products, personalized with state-of-the-art laser engraving technology. And Crown Trophy has more than just trophies. They offer corporate, sales, and retirement awards, along with personalized gifts and promotional products. Crown Trophy, nationally known, locally owned, where everyone's a winner.
Markets, and we are joined by Riley Sr. and Gray and Penn Sr. Tyler Stuck. We'll start with Tyler, who is a member of the football team, plays rugby, and has a 4.11 GPA. How do you balance it all?
Balancing school and sports can be very difficult for many people. I think it's important to set a schedule for yourself. I know that's one thing I try and do. I make sure to chunk out my days in specific set time frames. With our black and gold day schedule at Penn, I try and do 1 day's homework with like a break in between, so that way I have it ready for next class and I don't have to worry about doing it the night before. Studying for tests, always make sure after practice I go home, get something to eat, and then I will study for 45 minutes, take like a 15-20 minute break, do something, watch on my phone, make sure to just like let my mind relax a little bit, and then I'll come back and study some more. And I think that really helps me retain my information, which then in turn helps me in the classroom and with studies and everything else like that.
You're also involved in Key Club and freshman mentoring. Tell us about why you do freshman mentoring.
Freshman mentoring is important to me because my freshman year going into a school, especially like Penn, it's a new environment. It's huge. There's a lot of people. It can be very intimidating at first. One thing that really helped me was my freshman mentor group. Every Thursday or Friday, we met with our same mentors. They talked us through different lessons and how to make it in the high school life and how to become successful in high school. And then it also gave me friends that I knew. So I got to see these seniors or juniors walking through the hallways, and it gave me someone to say hi to. It gave me upperclassmen to talk to and learn from their mistakes, as well as have them there to talk through mine. And I want to be that senior for someone. I want them to be able to come to me, whether it just be in the hallway after school, and be like, hey, I've got this issue, I've got this problem, or I need help with this. And I want to be that senior leader there for them and do my best to help them have a good high school career. So
you plan on majoring sports medicine and kinesiology, and just tell us how Penn has prepared you for the future and to be able to do those things.
Yeah, so Penn has many great classes. I'm taking a human performance class this year. I took an anatomy and another human performance class last year. But they have such great teachers and staff there at Penn. I get to see firsthand some of the trainers' work and get to see how the basis of everything. Penn's academics is one of the best around here, I feel like. They do a great job of making sure we all know the information, making sure we're getting quality information. And then some of the field trips we've gotten to go on, I've gotten to go to some really cool places. We went to it's called Body World, where you get to see the muscles and each individual parts of how things work in the human body. That was a really cool experience, and I feel like it's those little experiences that Penn helps to give to their students that will set us up for better futures in the long run. So.
Tyler, congratulations. Thank you for joining us, and we hope to see you on the football field soon.
Thank you very much. It's a pleasure to be here.
Ann Gray is a senior at Riley High School. She is a cross-country runner and a member of the swimming team. She also has a perfect 4.0 GPA. How do you make it all work?
So obviously school comes first. I think it's important that you show up for your classes, pay attention to your teachers, and get your work done on time. And after that, everything else kind of falls into place. Also, obviously, it's important to show up to your sports events and your practices, and just basically showing up, it makes it easier to handle.
You're president of the Riley Student Athletic Academic Council and the Student Council vice president. Why are those important to you? Why do you do them?
I think it's important to show up for your school. I think that school pride is something that makes high school even more fun, and showing up to those events and participating in those activities, it feels rewarding when you know you had you participate in them. You contribute to the school.
What's the future hold for you?
I'm not sure yet, but I plan on attending college next fall, and I'll figure it out when I get there.
What does being a Riley Wildcat mean to you?
To me, being a Riley Wildcat means showing up for your school, going to all the sporting events, supporting all of your classmates, and celebrating the successes.
And thank you very much. Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Ann Gray from Riley, Tyler Stuck from Penn, our Student Athletes of the Week, presented by Tony Letcher with Health Markets. We have more of the Sports Michiana High School Football Game of the Week right after this.
Medicare plans can be confusing, but they don't have to be. I'm Tony Letcher, licensed insurance agent. I can help you your options because I'm appointed with many nationally recognized carriers. With my help, you can find the coverage that fits your needs and budget. I don't want you to be my client today. I want you to be my client forever. Call Tony Letcher today to schedule your free consultation or visit tletcher.com.
Are you tired of auto service from big box stores and new car dealers? 45 years ago, my parents, Bud and Diane, founded Zolman's with a strong commitment to the community. Today, Zolman's Best One Tire and Auto Care is still family owned and operated with over 150 employees and families. And we offer a price match guarantee on any tires from any local dealer, while providing complete auto service on all makes and all models, serving you and your family for 3 generations. Buy local, shop local. Zolman's Best One Tire and Auto Care.
Founded in 2001 by brothers Sam and Levi, Reliance has built a reputation for excellence, providing high-quality home building and renovation services to the Michiana area. From single-room renovations like kitchens and bathrooms to building your dream home from the ground up, everything benefits from their decades of experience. From concept to completion, Reliance makes even the largest projects simple and hassle-free. To find out more, visit RelianceDBR.net. Reliance. Design, build, renovate.
And this edition of the Sports Michiana High School Football Game of the Week is being brought to you in part by Notre Dame Federal Credit Union, putting people over points. And we welcome you inside the Notre Dame Federal Credit Union broadcast booth. Chuck Freeby and Bo Hunt. Halftime of this game between Penn and Riley, with the Kingsmen leading 14-0. Been a very busy halftime. We had the crowning of the fall homecoming queen here at Riley High School at Jackson Field. They had a big parade tonight through the south side. And then the crowning of the queen, and congratulations to the honorary fall homecoming queen, which is Jocelyn Casillas Lopez. And then we had the homecoming queen, Teresa Alvarez. So Jocelyn Casillas Lopez, and there you see Teresa Alvarez getting her honor. You could see a little bit of Jocelyn down there at the bottom, a young lady with Down syndrome that they honored here, standing next to Anthony Schmoke. Very nice honor for both of them.
Yeah, just a great honor for both of them. You can see how excited they are. Really coming out the whole homecoming night, and to be honored at halftime is just, they really feel pleased to be out there.
Well, I don't know if Anja's sideline guest was ever involved in homecoming, but he was certainly the king of Penn football for a long, long time. Anja's standing by on the Penn sideline with a Hall of Famer.
All right, Chuck, thank you very much. Corey Yeoman joining us. How strange is this for you?
Oh, it is strange. It's a lot less stressful at halftime, I tell you that much. But no, it's a funny sensation. I haven't changed my mind one iota, never, ever. My decision was a great decision for me at the time, and it has been. But I can't get over the feeling always there's someplace I should be, because you know what the routine is, you know what time practice is, you know what's going on here and there. And it always feels like I've got to be someplace, but I really don't. So,
how difficult is game night? Because I'm watching you on the sideline, and I'm like, you look like you're ready to go and yell at the officials or talk to a player, or talk to a coach. How difficult is it to be on the sidelines for these games?
Well, no, it's fun. I love Penn football and love the staff, and most of those guys are my guys and former players and coaches naturally, and so I love being out here and love being with them. But yeah, you just got to. That's not my responsibility anymore, and I just got to put a little leash on myself at times just to sit back and enjoy the game.
What's the part of retirement you're enjoying the most?
Well, you know what, to be honest, we've got a granddaughter, and that's it. And by far, my wife and I spend a lot of time with our granddaughter, who's coming up on a year old, and we're having a blast with her. So that's a lot of fun.
Obviously, you had a lot of amazing moments and memories in your time at Penn. As you've had time to reflect since you've retired, what are the moments that stand out the most to you, Corey?
Well, I think I was not naturally very, very lucky and fortunate to my dad come up here and with Coach Kingsmen and make that run and get to be the ball boy and listen to those guys talk and lay out on the floor outside of their office, Coach Kingsman's office, and listen to talk football talk and be a ball boy on the sideline, and then end up playing for him. And then, after 4 years at Miami playing and come back here and coaching for Geese for 19 years was a blessing. And then the 21 years here, as the head coach was a blast too. But that being said, just the relation, such a great coaching staff all these years. Most of these guys could be head coaches any place they wanted to be if they wanted to be. But they love the school, love the program, and what Coach Kingsman created. And I just think the relationship with the boys and the fun you have in practice and the fun, it's unfortunately, you remember all the championships and all the different things that happen there, but you remember a lot of the funny stuff that happens on the way out to practice or during practice or on a game or after a game, talking to the guys. And I had a great fellowship with naturally all the coaches and then all those players, hundreds of tough guys in that long black line and their families. You get to know these guys when they're born and know their families as they grow up and come through the program and lifelong friendships. And it's great to watch these guys when they come back to town and they're great fathers and they're successful in their communities and what they're doing and makes you feel awful proud that in some way you helped their parents out a little bit in the process of helping them become great young men and very, very fortunate for that.
Your family is synonymous with Penn football. You mentioned your dad and you got to coach with him and play under him, but also your son then got to play under you and now he's an assistant coach on this staff. How neat is that to have that family tree continuing with Penn football?
Well, I think it's great. Naturally, my dad is a Hall of Fame coach and with Coach Kingsman, what they did here was unbelievable, and got to coach with him, go to work with my dad every day was a blast with my two brothers, Todd and Trent, and Trent's still on the staff, and then watch our sons come through, and Gary's coaching now, and my son and Trent's son Tyler's coaching now, and Derek and Gabe, they played for us as well too. So yeah, there's been a lot of yeomen on the sideline, whether it be a ball boy or football players or coaching for over half a century now. So,
Coach, thank you very much. Best of luck controlling your emotions in the second half.
Well, hey, Ans, I appreciate all you do and all Chuck does and what you guys have done for years. And I just think you guys wanted me on air for some blooper show again, for crying out loud. So have a great second half and go Kingsmen.
Thanks, Coach. Chuck, back up to you.
All right, thank you very much. Great to hear from Corey Yeoman. Glad he's enjoying his retirement. I'm sure Pete Reardon at times wished he were retired already, but his Penn defense came up big when it had to in the first half and leads this one 14-0. Let's say we check out some highlights and show the people how it got to be this way here at Jackson Field, and we'll pick it up with the defense of Penn coming out strong. Quinn Watson a sack, and then Tayshawn Bardo, a catch from Kellen Watson to get Penn its first down of the night. But the star of the first half, in my opinion, offensively, Kellen Watson, running the football for the Kingsmen. That helped set up this little dime from Watson to Bardo for the first touchdown score of the night for Penn. That made it 7-0 in favor of the Kingsmen. And they would go on to recover from this interception by Bradford Washington. Took it deep into Kingsman territory all the way down to the 23-yard line. But on fourth down, Peyton Horner makes a nice tackle on that play out in the flat to squelch the rally. Another chance, another Horner interception. He's had a couple of big plays here in the first half. This would set up Penn for a touchdown drive. Wysong juking, jiving all the way into the end zone from 19 yards out. 14-0 Kingsmen at the intermission. What has stood out to you the most about the first half?
I think the Penn's defense really set up the offense in both of their drives. They did a great job of really stopping Riley and what they were doing. Watson and Horner, just a great job on the defensive side so far. 2 stars on the defensive side, and then you got Watson and Wysong on the offensive side, just done a great job. And when you're a sophomore and you get thrown there, you get your opportunity, take advantage of it. Let everything hang out there and just go at it and just use your natural ability, and Wysong's doing a great job of it.
Cohen Wysong, 4th-string running back. Remember, Penn's top 2 running backs coming into this game, Malachi Evans and Tyler Stuck, both injured, and then Jadon Parker had 1 carry. Looked like it was going to go the distance, called back because of holding. We haven't really seen him in the backfield because Wysong has taken his opportunity by the horns.
Yeah, he definitely has, just running north and south, getting upfield, getting positive yards, gaining those yards, and that's what you want out of a running back, getting upfield, gaining yards.
On the other side of the ball, Riley has competed. They've moved the chains at times. Their defense had several 3-and-outs, but they just haven't been able to come up with that explosive play to push them over the top.
Well, and that's what they look for a lot of times, is that explosive play. They've had some great drives, but they've just stalled out, and they got to finish those drives. They finished some drives. This could be a 14-14 game going at halftime.
Remember, Penn will receive to begin the second half, and we'll be back with that second half momentarily. The Kingsmen lead Riley 14-0 in the NIC opener here at Jackson Field. You're watching high school football on Sports Michiana.
Just graduated high school and now wondering what's next? Ready to start making a difference? Now is your chance. The St. Joe County Police Department Correctional Officer's starting pay is $50,000. Working in the jail can teach you life skills that you can use as a correctional or police officer. Benefits include vacation, medical, dental, and vision. For more information, call Sergeant Kylie Williams at 574-245-6263 or apply at sjcpd.org.
Why do our auto insurance rates keep going up? Oh.
Dramatic increases in parts, labor, and medical care are causing auto insurance rates to soar nationwide. Lilliert Insurance can protect you from auto rate increases with our available rate lock feature. And because Lilliert Insurance is a local business, you get better service and deal with actual people. Hi, I'm Matt Lilliert. Call or text us today to see if you qualify.
Yep, there's the restart of the 3 minutes.
Yeah. I don't know why they just don't build that in.
Yeah.
used to really grind my gears. So many tires, and the thought of choosing the right one made me, Precisely. That's before I went to TireRack.com. I got the best deal hands down. My tires ship fast and free, arrive the next day like clockwork. Tire Rack even gave me 2 years of free road hazard protection. Precisely.
TireRack.com, the way tire buying should be.
Your garage door keeps your home, family, and valuables safe and secure. Make sure it always looks good and works well. Precision Garage Door is your one-stop shop for design, installation, and repairs. Count on us to help you choose the right materials, style, and color for your new door. And when you need repairs, we're ready. Our friendly trained technicians work around your schedule and are available 24/7 for emergency repairs. Call your local Precision Garage Door today.
Garage doors done right.
We're back at Jackson Field in South Bend, where Penn leads Riley 14-0. You see the final minute or so ticking off the clock here at halftime. It gives us a chance to update you on some other scores. Congratulations to Cody Vincent. He gets his first win as the Jimtown head coach against the old Jimtown coach, as the Jimmies blanked Fairfield tonight 35-0 over in Benton. Also a 35-0 shutout. Pioneer downs Winnemac. So the struggles continue for the Warriors. It is halftime in Elkhart, and the Lions lead South Bend, Washington 69-0. Good one going on down in Plymouth, where Northridge leads the Rockies 13-7 with about 3 minutes left. They're in the third quarter in Napanee. Northwood leading Wawasee by a count of 49-14. Let's find some other scores for you here. There's a little bit of a delay up in Bridgman. They had a sprinkler malfunction down on the field. 42-14 is the Martin lead on Bridgman. And let's go downstairs. Angelo DiCarlo with the sideline report. Did you talk to Dark Lee?
I did, and he felt the biggest thing is they have to clean some things up here going into the second half. Overall, like the way his kids played. He took responsibility for some of the calls they had in the red zone. He said, that was on me. We should have probably made a couple different calls down there, and he was kind of bummed out about his decision-making in that regard, but feels if they clean things up, they could be in pretty good shape here in the second half.
All right, thank you, Anj. Big game over in the region tonight. Crown Point leading Merrillville 26-7 in the second quarter. Indiana leading Western Illinois 42-3. That game in the second quarter down in Bloomington. And, of course, you can see all kinds of scores and highlights tonight with Friday Night Fever with Pete Byrne and Bennett Wise on WSBT.
Our third quarter night is brought to you by Stipp Law in South Bend. Says go Kingsmen and have a great season. Stipp Law achieves positive results by providing comprehensive, passionate representation. Stipp Law, legal help for all your life hurdles.
Austin Flugner gets ready to kick it off for Riley here to start the third quarter. Third quarter being brought to us by our friends at Stipp Law, and Colton Hernandez is the deep man for the Penn Kingsmen. Penn up 14-0 in this one. A little squib kick by Flugner, and the fair catch called for by Penn. Now the young man, the tight end, Harrison Huck, decided to run with it. And that's why a flag was thrown back at the 37-yard line.
Hawk getting a lot of playing time here as a junior, waved that hand as a fair catch and then just took off running with it. I think he just got excited about the opportunity to run the ball there.
So a delay of game is called against Hawk for that miscue, and it's another one of those penalties that keep adding up for the Kingsmen. They have had 7 flags in the game so far. Also a big game over at Concord tonight where the Minutemen lead Mishawaka 28-20 midway through the fourth.
Knew that was going to be a tough battle over there.
So 1st and 10 for the Kingsmen, and what a hit in the backfield for Riley as Quatez Foster absolutely laid the lumber along with Tyler Flugner.
Parker back in there running back.
Might wish he wasn't. Jadon got absolutely leveled on that one. Officially, he's had 2 carries for no yards. Remember, he had a 66-yarder negated by a holding penalty early in the first quarter. Parker takes the handoff here, tries to jitterbug through traffic, and Mariah Jackson waiting for him.
That pressure, that Riley defense is really getting up in the backfield right away and really coming off the line of scrimmage.
This has to be a little bit of a concern for a Penn team that rushes the ball for 229 yards a game. They have 102 yards rushing so far tonight, but 91 of it from Cohen Weisson, who is not in to start the third quarter. Kellen Watson to throw on 3rd and 10. Has time, loads up, going deep for Bardo, and he made the catch at the shoe tops, then lost the football, and they said it's incomplete.
Wow. Almost thought that was a catch and then a fumble. He just did a great job of reaching out and getting that ball. Look at the time that Watson has in the backfield here, just setting up fake, throws it downfield, reaches down, grabs it, took a couple steps. I mean, that's one of those in between right there. Great defensive play of breaking it up, though.
Travion Thomas credited for the coverage on that one. It's a 3-and-out by the Riley defense to start the third quarter. And Dylan Daddario comes on to kick. Zaire Shamanga, the deep man for Riley. Daddario just did get it out of there. Shamanga from the 35 stumbles forward to the 38-yard line. Joey DePalma had the coverage for Penn.
A big thank you to Chick-fil-A for feeding our crew tonight. Call Chick-fil-A at Erskine Commons in South Bend for all your tailgating needs this football season. 574-968-0351. That's Chick-fil-A at Erskine Commons.
That is a great tailgate package they had, and really appreciate the kind words of the people over at Chick-fil-A tonight who had so many good things to say about Sports Michiana.
Great food, as always.
Phoenix Clark, the quarterback for Riley, hands off to Tion Wadley, who had a nice first half running the football. He picks up about 2 here. 11 carries, 37 yards, not earth-shattering numbers, but almost every carry was somewhat forward progress.
Yeah, and again, they did a lot of their damage on first down. Got up usually 2nd and 2, 2nd and 3, 2nd and 1 a lot of times. Here they start out just picking up a couple yards on first down, but they did a great job on first downs in that first half. They just could not sustain drives like we talked about.
2nd and 9. I've liked the quarterback draw calls that they had with Phoenix Clark in the first half. Let's see if they try to go back to that here on 2nd and long. Clark instead rolls to his left, decides to keep it, and is tackled from behind. Lost the football. Who's got it? Penn says they do. The officials have not signaled yet, and it is Penn football.
Looks like 26 is carrying that ball out on the side.
The Kingsmen come away with the second turnover of the game. Phoenix Clark had 3 fumbles against Hammond Knoll, and he makes a pivotal one here.
Klein Custom Homes in Michiana's premier home builder. Come visit one of our exclusive neighborhoods or let Klein Custom Homes build on your property anywhere in Michiana. For more info, visit us at KleinCustomHomes.com.
It's David DePalma on the fumble recovery for Penn, and the Kingsmen set up shop at the Riley 41. A turnover led to Penn's second score. That was after a Horner interception. Now it's Parker trying to carry again, and he gets flung down. The Riley defense coming out strong. Keon Chappell with the tackle there for a loss of 2.
These Wildcats defense is really pumped up. D-line, linebackers really getting off the ball and really getting after the Kingsmen here.
Remember, they held a Bishop Knoll team, which does not compare with Penn in talent, but they held them to minus 24 yards rushing in the open. 2nd down. It's Parker again trying to jitterbug through, and Quatez Foster takes care of him after a pickup of 1.
Hey, a big thank you to Tony Letcher for his incredible incredible support of Sports Michiana. Tony is a licensed insurance agent with Health Markets. If you're looking for assistance with Medicare, family, or individual health insurance, Google Tony Letcher, Health Markets, or visit tletcher.com.
3rd and 11 for Penn at the Riley 42. Watson with time to throw. Lobs it out for Cole Bennett. Makes a dandy catch at the 22-yard line. A pickup of 20 on the play and a Penn first down.
The problem with that target is he's too small. Cole Bennett out there. Watson has to put it in such a small little area for Cole to catch it. Just joking.
6'4", 255 and a senior.
We talked about somebody that hit the weight room in the offseason. I mean, Cole just did a great job of really putting on the muscle, putting in the conditioning in the offseason, and it pays off.
He's the strongest senior at Penn High School. Now Parker accelerates towards the end zone, and he'll pick up 20 and a first down.
There's that speed that they've talked about they really like with Parker. You can see it right here in the Klein Custom Homes replay, getting upfield, busting through the hole. Lay that shoulder down a little bit there. Run through him.
So 1st and goal at the Riley 3. Remember, this is after the Clark fumble, and now Cohen Weissong comes back into the game, which makes you think this ball's going straight up the middle. Weissong looking for his second touchdown of the night and is leveled by Quatez Foster. Oh, my goodness. Quatez, that young man's got a family.
Weissong a little shaken up right here. They're going to help him off the field, it looks like.
Holy smokes, did he dope pop him. And, yeah, Watson will come off the field. Blake Ewald will come on in his place.
Like they're making a few switches here.
2nd and goal from the 3. Bunch formation off to the right of Kellen Watson. Watson looking that way. Nobody open. Still looking. Watson scrambling. Fires. Intercepted. Riley with a touchback with the interception. The Cats' Ben Garpu gets his 2nd pick of the year.
Wow. What a great defensive stands and turn of events here. Penn looking to go up 21 zilch. Great job chasing him out of the pocket. Probably an unnecessary throw by Watson.
Just throw it out the back of the end zone.
Yeah, throw it out the back of the end zone, live to play another down.
Instead, it's an exchange of turnovers here in the 3rd quarter. 1st and 10 from the 20 for Riley. Still trailing 14-0, but with new life. Tion Wadley off the left side. Wadley for 7. And you go back to the first down carries that you talked about.
Dean's Barbecue is your home for the best barbecue in Granger. They are more than just barbecue. They are a full-service, chef-driven restaurant where everything is made from scratch. Good food with good friends and a great atmosphere. Dean's Barbecue and Restaurant at 23 and Bittersweet in Granger.
2nd and 4 from the 26 for Riley. Still trying to dent the scoreboard. The Penn defense pitching a shutout so far, up 14-0. Wadley, this time trying to go up the middle, squirts forward for about 2 yards on the play. Good tackle by Vinnie Freeman. Freeman, a terrific wrestler, was a state finalist last year at 190 pounds and went 34-5 on the wrestling season.
The Penn wrestling squad, year in and year out. Quality wrestlers.
Speaking of Penn wrestlers, big parade for Sarah Hildebrandt Sunday over in Mishawaka.
Been watching her career now for quite some time.
How exciting to see her win the Olympic gold. Here's Shimanga up the middle for a first down for Riley as he'll take it up to the 38-yard line. Zaire Shimanga with only his 2nd carry of the night, but it results in a Cats first down.
For more than 40 years, Tire Rack has been helping people find the right tires for how, what, and where they drive. They're nationally known and locally run by an outstanding team that believes in supporting the Michiana community. TireRack.com, the way tire buying should be.
Shamanga, though, comes up with an ankle injury after that carry and is being helped off the field by a couple of the Riley coaches, including Darek Lee. First and 10 from the 37 for Phoenix Clark and the Cats. Play clock down to 8. It's Tion Wadley up the middle, and Wadley giving Quinn Watson a pony ride as he takes him up to the 42-yard line.
A lot of pushing and shoving going on still in this game. I think it's the more this game is staying this close, and the more Riley continues to get confidence and gain confidence, you can see how well they're playing out there and how much they're playing with emotion as well on the field.
They have waited 10 years for this game. They have not played Penn since 2014. The last time they played them, Penn won 70-0.
70-0.
2nd and 5. Clark flows in the flat, and it was nearly intercepted by Colton Hernandez. He was looking for Ace Monroe, but threw it too far in front of him.
Yeah, not sure if the route was messed up there, and missed timing on the route wasn't exactly what they were thinking.
Here's what we know. Something wasn't right.
Something wasn't right.
5 of 9 so far for Phoenix Clark tonight, but that's only for 32 yards. Again, the Penn defense has done a good job of keeping everything in front of them, not giving Riley really an opportunity for any big plays offensively. See the score on the Tire Rack scoreboard. Play clock at 3, and Riley needs to burn a timeout sponsored by South Bend Schools. We'll take it as well. 4:19 to go in the third. Penn leads at 14-0 on Sports Michiana.
Shopping for tires used to really grind my gears. So many tires, and the thought of choosing the right one made me, precisely. That's before I went to TireRack.com. I got the best deal hands down. My tires ship fast and free, arrive the next day like clockwork. Tire Rack even gave me 2 years of free road hazard protection. Precisely.
TireRack.com, the way tire buying should be.
And this edition of the Sports Michiana High School Football Game of the Week brought to you in part by the Lilliard Insurance Agency. Real people, real service, real value. Matt Lilliard working the game tonight on the Penn radio call. We appreciate his support of the broadcast. Warsaw has beaten Goshen tonight by a final of 56-7. Bart Curtis's team continues to roll. Meanwhile, St. Joe leading New Prairie 7-0 going to the fourth at AMZ Miller Field. We'll see the Huskies next week on 46 or on Sports Michiana.
Oh, there we go. Sports Michiana.
Fine. Phoenix Clark.
We don't have the cuss jar. We have the fine jar.
Phoenix Clark is tripped up by Wilson Thomas as he gets to the 44-yard line, a pickup of 2.
Huskies and the Knights next weekend, Friday the 13th.
Clock continuing to tick as Darek Lee and his staff have a big-time call to make right here, and it looks like they'll send the punt unit out rather than take the chance of giving Penn the ball deep in its own territory.
Our third quarter is brought to you by Stip Law in South Bend. They say go Kingsmen and have a great season. Stip Law achieves positive results by providing comprehensive, passionate representation. Stip Law, legal help for all your life hurdles.
Flugner gets the punt off, but there's a flag on the play already as Bardo takes the ball back at his own 25. Tayshawn Bardo, look out! Bardo will scamper out of bounds at the 40-yard line, but let's see what the flag is all about here. Thrown by the side judge. If it's an offsides call on Penn, it would be a first down for Riley. Chains have already moved.
Yeah, that's the problem. They've already moved the chains.
I think this call goes against Riley, though. It's a false start on the Cats. But because it's a false start, do they have to punt it again? Or can Penn take the ball where it was, which was at the Riley 40? After the punt return.
Yeah, I'm not sure if that's a dead ball foul, and they should have stopped the play right away.
Well, I think that's what they're talking about right now. Sean Jenkins leading this officiating crew. And actually, they're talking to Coley Moore, the offensive coordinator right now, who says, well, of course we want the ball at the Riley 40.
Yeah.
So it'll be 1st and 10. They'll actually spot it down at the 43 of the Cats. 3:12 to go here in the third. Penn trying to build on a 14-0 lead. Kellen Watson at quarterback. Jadon Parker, the running back. Off the right side. Parker is electric with his speed, and he runs out of bounds after a first down at the 32-yard line, a pickup of 11.
Parker finally getting some holes to run through, getting up the field. You can see why they like him, the speed that he has. And again, he's their third string running back, and the speed that they have between him and Weissong in the backfield as their 3 and their 4. Wow.
He was a wide receiver the first 2 games of the season for Penn, and now an offside call against Riley as the entire defensive line jumped.
Many of us spend more time thinking about what's for dinner than about retirement. But if you think your retirement deserves more attention, Edward Jones can help. Stop by Edward Jones Financial Advisor Ryan Watson's office at 10775 McKinley Highway in Osceola. Edward Jones, member SIPC.
Parker in a hurry, touchdown Penn. Jadon Parker from 32 yards. And Penn is on the scoreboard again. Take a look at this little lightning strike.
Wow, the hole that he had to run through, size of a Mack truck we talk about, got through the hole, made one little cut, and boy did he turn on the burners and got into the end zone quick on that play.
8 carries for 62 yards and a touchdown tonight for Jadon Parker. And credit the Penn offensive line. It doesn't matter who's back there behind them. They are moving people out of the way. Dylan D'Addario on to try the extra point. It was nearly blocked by Foster, but it's up and good. 3 minutes to go in the third, and Penn now leads at 21-0 now on Sports Michiana.
Your garage door keeps your home, family, and valuables safe and secure. Make sure it always looks good and works well. Precision Garage Door is your one-stop shop for design, installation, and repairs. Count on us to help you choose the right materials, style, and color for your new door. And when you need repairs, we're ready. Our friendly trained technicians work around your schedule and are available 24/7 for emergency repairs. Call your local Precision Garage Door today.
Garage doors done right.
And this edition of the Sports Michiana High School Football Game of the Week being brought to you in part by Big C Lumber, where the possibilities are endless. Let's get you up to date on a couple of scores from around the area. St. Joseph in Michigan beat Edwardsburg tonight, 36-29. Andrew Prattley's team off to a 2-0 start. Northwood buries Wawasee 49-14. The Panthers are now 2-1 on the season. Dylan D'Addario with the kickoff. And it'll just roll to a stop at the 8-yard line and be picked up there by Travion Thomas, and he's brought down at the 5. Reminder, that Penn touchdown was brought to us by Edward Jones advisor Ryan Watson.
Reminder, also the first downs are brought to you by Dean's Barbecue and Restaurant in Granger and Bittersweet. Check out their world-famous barbecue, best in northern Indiana.
Always open to trying good barbecue.
Not sure Riley was thinking that was a punt there, almost let it go.
Well, the regular deep man for Riley, Zaire Shamanga, out with an injury, so Travion Thomas, perhaps unfamiliar with the difference between a kickoff and a punt.
Yeah, and sometimes you just kind of have those brain farts where you just not realizing what's going on.
So 1st and 10 from its own 7 for Phoenix Clark and the Cats, down by 21. Clark keeps it on the option and picks up about 3.
South Bend Schools, educating future leaders since 1867. Enroll today, thrive tomorrow. Visit sb.school/enrollment to learn more. Go Riley.
2nd and 7 now from the 10. Does look like Shimanga is back in there after the ankle problem, so that's good news for the Cats. Long count. Clark will give it off to Tion Wadley, and he manages to power forward for about 4 yards. Wadley, a 185-pound junior. He's a transfer from Adams, and he's been a nice addition to this Riley backfield. 15 carries, 55 yards tonight. 3rd and 4 now for Riley. Clark keeps it himself. Clark has the first down and a lot more, but a flag comes in from the back judge. I mean, he threw the flag about 20 yards.
Yeah, I threw it right up where they had some receivers downfield blocking downfield, and a lot of times that's where they get the holding call downfield.
So if it's a hold against Riley, it will negate the first down. It would be half the distance from the spot of the foul, which was the 17-yard line. And instead of a first down for Riley, they're going to have a 3rd and long from back at their own 8.
Beef O'Brady's on 23 in Granger is hiring. Apply online or in person to join an awesome team. They are hiring for all positions. Beef O'Brady's, where game time meets family time.
Take a look at Phoenix Clark. Transfer from Adams High School. Came over last year, played wide receiver when Austin White was the quarterback. Austin followed his stepfather, Josh Jolly, to Whiting, where Jolly is now the head coach. Clark takes over at quarterback, and he's got a first down on that scramble.
That was a great job of getting upfield and picking up the first down. Very needed first down for Riley to keep this drive alive.
Took it up to the 18-yard line, a pickup of 10 on the play, and moves the chains. Clark now with 12 carries for 58 yards.
Riley really needs to put on some points on the board here on this drive. Can't afford to give the ball back to Penn, up 21-0.
Scoreboard says 3rd and 10, but the down markers say 1st and 10. The pitch to Shimanga, tries to get around the corner on the outside, tripped over his own 2 feet.
Feet got ahead of him just a little bit there.
And you wonder if that ankle that he left the game with earlier just kind of caved on him right there.
Yeah, a lot of times you can see him just limping just slightly over there. You try to make a cut on there, and it gives out just enough where you lose a little bit of balance that you normally have and that stability to make that cut.
2nd and 10. We'll see if the Cats, they do have to run this play before the quarter expires. About a 2-second difference between play clock and game clock. Clark throws. Nice little screen pass, but it's read well by the defense. And that's the way the third quarter will come to an end. Wilson Thomas and the Penn defense coming up with another fine play. Ben Garpu's interception wasn't enough for Riley. They trail 21-0 after 3 on Sports Michiana.
For over 100 years, experience and inspiration have been the foundation of Big C Lumber. I'm Mark Young. Deciding on the perfect cabinetry for your home can be overwhelming. It's best to depend on our consultants with decades of experience at Big C Lumber. Your needs and wishes will be matched with our guidance in the creation of new spaces. We call this customer-inspired design, representing your personality, your style. Visit Big C Lumber, where the possibilities are endless.
In 1969, America celebrated men landing on the moon. Now the USA is trying to return, and Imagineering Finishing Technologies in South Bend is helping pave the way. IFT is providing paint, chemical conversion coatings, and non-destructive testing services for NASA's Space Launch System and Orion spacecraft, which will deliver astronauts to the moon and possibly Mars. Help make it happen by joining the Imagineering Finishing Technologies team at iftww.com/careers.
Your car carries precious cargo. It needs to be dependable, rain or shine. Let Tom's Car Care Center in South Bend help take the stress out of your car's maintenance. We'll change your oil in 10 minutes, flush your transmission, replace your wiper blades, and much more. Oil changes include a half-price car wash when needed. Welcome to your extended family, Tom's Car Care Center.
This edition of the Sports Michiana High School Football Game of the Week being brought to you in part by the Lilliard Insurance Agency. Real people, real service, real value. Real sideline report. It's the real Angelo DiCarlo.
So far, interesting game so far, to say the least. Obviously Penn leading now 21-0 as we head to the fourth quarter. Riley has done a good job defensively, haven't been able to get much going offensively, but one thing that they've had is good support here from their crowd. You take a look at the student body out here in full force. The band has been here. It's homecoming night here at Jackson Field for the Riley Wildcats. And they'd love to get some points on the board, certainly here, to get their team back in the game right now. But as it stands, good job defensively for the most part. And then on the other side for Penn, it's just been a struggle all around, right? I mean, the defense has played well, but offensively it just seems it hasn't been able to click compared to where they were 2 weeks ago against Valpo.
We say it's a struggle, and yet they're up by 21 going to the fourth.
Yeah, I think it's one of those things where Riley's really shown some presence out here and really showed some emotion as into, we're not going to give up. We're going to come out here. We're going to fight for 4 quarters, and they've really shown a lot. And we talked about, how are they going to do in the playoffs? Well, this is what they're trying to do. Play Penn and play them tight. Try to beat them and go out and play their best, but it's going to help them down the road and in the playoffs for this Riley Wildcat team.
There is some confusion as to whether it is third or fourth down, and the Riley coaches are convinced that it is not fourth down. So they are taking a timeout. It's sponsored by the South Bend Schools.
Upgrading your window treatments? Don't DIY it. Call Quality Window Treatments with free in-person consultations, design help, and local installation. There's no guesswork required. Visit QualityWindowTreatment.com and see your space in a whole new light.
Dark Lee still talking to the side judge over there. And it is indeed third down. He won the argument.
So if they are going back to third down, then he should not be charged with the timeout.
You wouldn't think so. Phoenix Clark on third down, trying to run off the right side. And Clark gets it up to the 21-yard line. He had to get to the 23. 4th and 2, and I suppose you could say it's decision time here for Darkley.
I think it's already made up. I'm pretty sure they're going to go for it here, but they are sending the punt team out.
One of the reasons might be Clark comes up hobbling a little bit as he leaves the field. So Tyler Flugner will come on to punt. And now Clark going back out. So all kinds of confusion right now on the Riley sideline.
Yeah.
Play clock down to 5. Clark counting to make sure he's got enough people. And they just did get the playoff. Shamanga tried to go up the middle, and he got the first down.
Oh, right at the line.
Second effort by Zaire Shamanga gets him the first down up to the 23-yard line, and the gamble pays off for Riley, as you see again on the Klein Custom Homes replay. He looked like he was stuck. The officials are going to measure just to make sure And the spot of the ball looks like it's just short of the 23.
It's going to be really close here, but I think they're going to have about a half a football length.
He got it.
There it is, about a half a football length, first down.
Riley players bouncing up and down. Still very much into this game despite trailing 21-0. But a heck of an effort there by Shamanga, who has only had 4 carries tonight. Tion Wadley back in at running back. Clark will keep it himself, and he gets spun down from behind.
They've tried to run that option play about 3 times tonight and have no luck whatsoever because that defensive end for Penn has been going upfield so hard that it just breaks that play completely up.
Well, remember, they saw a pretty good option team last week in Mishawaka.
Pretty good.
So they may have learned a thing or two about how to defend that. When this one's over, we'll be selecting our Reliance player of the game and have our Big C Lumber play of the game. A lot of candidates tonight.
Wow, so many candidates. Couple offensive, couple defensive.
Clark tried to carry it, and Wrigley Hull was not having it. Wrigley hit him like the brick wall behind the ivy at Wrigley.
Hardware Plus roots for the Kingsmen and has been Osceola's favorite local hardware store for nearly a century. Featuring a wide selection of products and customer service experts, Hardware Plus, where service begins with the words, "How can I help you?" and a handshake.
I'm tempted as you take a look at our buddy Matt Lilliard up there from the Lilliard Insurance Group, calling the game on the Regional Radio Sports Network, along with Tanner Camp and Matt Copsey, and we certainly appreciate what Matt does at the Lilliard Insurance Group. Another timeout called here by Riley, sponsored by the South Bend Schools. 9:23 to go in this one. Penn still up 21-0 on Sports Michiana.
Finding private health insurance can be stressful. What if it didn't have to be? I'm Tony Letcher, licensed insurance agent. I prefer to personally meet with my clients so I can get a better understanding of your needs and budget. I can even review your current coverage. I don't want you to be my client today. I want you to be my client forever. Call Tony Letcher today to schedule your free consultation or visit tletcher.com.
Do you like that, Anj?
Yeah, Anj already. This edition of the Sports Michiana Game of the Week being brought to you in part by Reliance. Design, build, renovate. We're just having conference meetings up here. Nothing to worry about, kids.
No, not at all. Hey, Sports Michiana apparel is courtesy of our friends at It's Tops in Mishawaka. Clothes, office supplies, tumblers. If you want to put your logo on something, odds are It's Tops can make it happen. Locally run since 1976, It's Tops gives you the personalized attention you deserve. Learn more at itstops.net.
Phoenix Clark looking to throw, and the pressure comes in, and Christian Bonner gets his first sack of the night. Quinn Watson had 3, and Bonner wanted to join the party, and he does with a loss of 7 on the play.
This defense really stepping up, as we talked about, all game for the Kingsmen. 4th sack on the night. Big pick by Horner early in the first half.
Flugner with the punt for Riley. It'll be taken by Horner back at the 48. Peyton Horner around the side. Peyton Horner down the sidelines and all the way down to about the 12-yard line.
Great return. Good field position for the Kingsmen. They have a chance really to put it away here if they put another touchdown on the board.
It's a final at Rice Field, 69-0. Elkhart over South Bend, Washington. St. Joe leading New Prairie 7-0, fourth quarter, 2.5 minutes left. Concord looks like it's going to escape from beating Mishawaka. The Cavemen missed the PAT at the end, and Concord looks as though it will win that game 35-34, Jake Field. Michigan City leads Chesterton 13-0 in the third. Here, Penn looking at a 1st and 10 from the 11. Jadon Parker looking for his second touchdown of the game, and he's got it. It's sponsored by Edward Jones advisor Ryan Watson. And Jadon Parker with his second TD of the second half.
Again, great job by this Kingsman offensive line, creating the holes. Parker finding them, getting the upfield, and using that speed. Putting this one away, going up 27-0, pending the PAT here.
And Dylan D'Addario will be on to try the extra point.
Chips and Doodles is a family-owned and operated small-batch local bakery. Their delicious cookies are baked in a commercial kitchen and made with real vanilla and butter. Delivery is available, as is pickup, near downtown South Bend. Learn more at chipsanddoodles.com.
The extra point up and good. Make it 28-0. Want to credit Carson Bays, the tight end for Penn, with a huge block on that touchdown run for Parker to help spring him. And Dark Lee talking to his worn-down defense right now. About the 8:25 remaining in this one with Penn up 28-0.
I mean, you're probably going to look at this final score and look like Penn kind of had its way, but Riley fought all the way through this game and really gave Penn everything they could handle throughout that first half and here in the second half as well.
Yeah, the Penn defense has been terrific tonight. And remember, this is a unit that had been getting gashed for 430 yards a game coming in.
They talked about how young they were, inexperienced. You talked about Freeman being one of the only returning starters.
And tonight, they have done a terrific job against Riley. They've held them under 200 yards in the game so far. Looks like a new kicker in the game now for Penn. So they're going to get Harris Stipp on the kick, and it goes out of bounds. So Stipp, unfortunately, can't keep that one in play. And Riley will get the ball up at its 35-yard line.
The Penn Boosters always cheer for the Kingsmen, and last year their boosters awarded over $110,000 to various academic clubs and teams. Support the Penn Boosters by following them on Facebook or go to pennboosters.org.
It's a final now at the Jake. Concord hangs on to win 35-34.
Wow, what a game. Two great coaches over there coaching in that game. Fantastic atmosphere, I'm assuming, at the Jake.
Meanwhile, the pitch here to Zaire Shamanga, looking for running room on the right side, squeezes forward for about 4 yards on the play.
We knew that NIC was going to be the NLC was going to be a tough conference this year in football. You got the Concord and the Mishawaka, and of course you got Northwood, Warsaw. Two quality teams year in and year out as well.
Plymouth and Northridge had a dogfight tonight as well. Clark keeps it on the option run, gets around the left side. This is what Phoenix Clark does so well, and he gets up to the 40 before Colton Hernandez brings him down. That's a 22-yard pickup for Phoenix Clark, his longest run of the night.
Here you can see on the Klein Custom Homes replay, great job of getting outside, good fake. The Kingsmen bit on the fake a little bit, gave him a little bit of room. He was able to get to the outside and pick up some big yards.
17 carries, 77 yards now for Clark on the night. Phoenix wants to throw. Shamanga's got it at the 40, and look at him go. Zaire Shamanga working his way through traffic to the 18, a 22-yard pickup.
Imaginary Finishing Technologies in South Bend is a longtime supporter of high school athletics. They're also helping NASA send astronauts back to the moon. Want to help? Learn more on joining the Imaginary Finishing Technologies team at iftww.com/careers.
Clark is now 6 of 10 for 54 yards passing tonight. Runs the option, Shimanga around the right side with some downfield blocks, and Zaire Shimanga takes it up to about the 10-yard line, a pickup of 7 on the play. Warsaw over Goshen tonight, 56-7. So the Tigers keep on rolling. 2nd and 3. Clark kept it himself on the option. Phoenix Clark down to the 2. They'll spot it at the 1. A 9-yard run for the Riley quarterback, and the Cats looking at 1st and goal.
1st and goal here with just 6 minutes to go in the 4th. Again, talked about this Riley team. They do not give up, and they just keep going at it, and they're using this as a great opportunity to drive on a fantastic defense that we've seen here tonight.
Shimanga tries to go up the middle, and Christian Bonner wrestles him down for a loss of 1. That is not the strong suit of Zaire Shimanga.
Well, and we talked about them, Riley getting down here in the red zone a couple times and not being able to finish. It's one of those things when you're running that spread offense, you get down on the goal line, those teams are going to pack it in a little bit tighter, and it's hard to run up the middle.
Now Big Karan Miller is in there at running back for Riley. Clark faked the option pitch, takes it in for the score. Phoenix Clark puts Riley on the board for the first time tonight.
Exactly what they needed to do, get Penn stretched out a little bit, understand that they have to hold their position on that play with the option play, and so they're not going to dive in and really jam up the middle like they did on the last play. Here you can see on the Klein Custom Homes replay, great job faking it and getting right up there.
So Phoenix Clark with the touchdown. Austin Flugner on to try the extra point. And Flugner's kick is up, and it is good. 5:14 to go in this one, and you can wave the flag for Riley High. They're on the scoreboard, trailing Penn 28-7 on Sports Michiana.
In 1969, America celebrated men landing on the moon. Now the USA is trying to return, and Imagineering Finishing Technologies in South Bend is helping pave the way. IFT is providing paint, chemical conversion coatings, and non-destructive testing services for NASA's Space Launch System and Orion spacecraft, which will deliver astronauts to the moon and possibly Mars. Help make it happen by joining the Imagineering Finishing Technologies team at iftww.com/career.
And this edition of the Sports Michiana High School Game of the Week being brought to you in part by the Lilliard Insurance Agency. Real people, real service, real value. Chuck Freeby, Bo Hunt, Angelo DiCarlo with you from Jackson Field in South Bend. 5:14 to go in this one. Penn leading Riley by a score of 28-7. Next week, it'll be Marion and St. Joe on Sports Michiana. St. Joe still leading New Prairie in the fourth, 7-0. And they're in the fourth at School Field. Marion on top of Adams, 34-2. Michael Davidson's team looking to pick up win number 1 of the year.
Yeah, it's going to be a great matchup next week. Two quality teams going to go right at it. And what St. Joe is able to do right now over at New Prairie is just one of those indications that we picked a great game for next week.
See the deep man, Colton Hernandez for the Penn Kingsmen. Waiting for the kick from Austin Flugner. And Flugner, a line drive that's fielded by one of the up men at the 47-yard line. That's some pretty good hands.
Yeah, it definitely was. That was one of those plays where you
try to pick out one person and aim it right at him. Did a great job of Pfluger aiming it right at him, and great job of the hands team out there.
I believe that was Noah Moore. Could have been Melvis Naguru, though. They have two number 12s on the Penn roster. One's a defensive back, the other's a wide receiver. First and 10 from the 47. Jadon Parker looking for running room on the left side. Has it, and has a first down and more as he takes it up to the 40-yard line. They'll say he went down, at the 40, a 13-yard pickup.
Penn looking to really just sustain a drive here, pick up first down after first down, run this clock down, run some time off the clock, and just get out of here.
Parker now with 10 carries, 90 yards. All of those yards coming in the second half.
That first down by Penn, sponsored by Dean's Barbecue and Restaurant in Granger and Bittersweet.
And why not give it to him again? Parker for 5 more. Malachi Evans and Tyler Stuck, who was our Tony Letcher Health Market student athlete, both running backs with injuries, and now we have a Riley player down with an injury.
Not sure if an injury or cramping. Took his helmet off right away, and looks like it might be his knee.
So we are going to take a timeout here with 4:30 to go in this one. And we'll run some spots because we have a Riley player with a tough injury. Back with more in a moment on Sports Michiana.
Your car carries precious cargo. It needs to be dependable, rain or shine. Let Tom's Car Care Center in South Bend help take the stress out of your car's maintenance. We'll change your oil in 10 minutes, flush your transmission, replace your wiper blades, and much more. Oil changes include a half-price car wash when needed. Welcome to your extended family, Tom's Car Care Center.
Finding private health insurance can be stressful. What if it didn't have to be? I'm Tony Letcher, licensed insurance agent. I prefer to personally meet with my clients so I can get a better understanding of your needs and budget. I can even review your current coverage. I don't want you to be my client today. I want you to be my client forever. Call Tony Letcher today to schedule your free consultation or visit tletcher.com.
And this edition of the Sports Michiana High School Football Game of the Week being brought to you by Reliance. Design, build, renovate. Good news is the Riley player was able to leave the field under his own power. And it's second down and 5 from the 35, and Jadon Parker goes back to work, trying to get around the corner. A flag comes in as Mariah Jackson makes the tackle. But we'll see what the flag is about. St. Joe has upset New Prairie at AMC Miller Field tonight by a count of 7-0. What a win for Ben Downey and the Huskies.
Coach Downey over there doing a great job coming back and getting the Huskies back on the winning track and the winning ways, and that's a big win against that New Prairie Cougar team.
Pawpaw downs Berrien Springs in Michigan 49-15, and Niles buries Lakeshore 46-0.
Hess back in the lineup for Niles.
By the way, Indiana now leading Western Illinois 70-3 in Bloomington. Jadon Parker, big hole right side. First down, steps out of bounds. Parker takes it up to about the 26-yard line. Pickup of 9 on the play, and that would put him over 100 yards for the night.
70-3. Wow.
Not pretty.
Well, John Rogeman's kind of happy about his Hoosiers.
They're in the fourth at Ames Field, Michigan City with a 13-0 lead on Chesterton. Cody French trying to do some good stuff over there with the Wolves. Parker with the handoff gets a great block on the right-hand side from Cole Bennett and takes it on up to the 16-yard line. And that's another Penn first down from Dean's Barbecue and Restaurant in Granger. Boy, that Penn offensive line starting to move some bodies right now. You got some big hosses up there with Brody Brown, who's 6'5", 305, Pat Connery, Aiden Deal, A.J. Needham, and Gavin McGee.
Running as much time off the clock here as possible.
Throwing Cole Bennett and Harrison Hawk in the double tights, and Parker has had a lot of room to run, and he's going for his third touchdown of the night. J-Don Parker takes it in from 16 yards out, and that should do it for the Kingsmen.
Your Edward Jones advisor Ryan Watson scoring tonight by Parker. Third on the night, as you said. Just a great job of getting upfield. Great job by the O-line. Just spinning, driving, not giving up.
His first 5 carries of the night, he had -1 yards rushing. His next 9, 131.
Fantastic second half.
Dylan Donario on to try the extra point. It is up. It is good. And with 3:29 to go in this one, we'll keep it here with Penn up 35-7. I want to shoot it down quickly to Angelo DiCarlo. We'll have our discussion on the air, since we almost did it on the air anyway a moment ago, about our player of the game. And I think I know who you want to vote for, but go ahead.
I'm still going Quinn Watson. I mean, yes, I understand Parker's had 3 touchdowns now, but I mean, this game's been won by Penn because of the defensive play, and that has not been a strength of theirs in the first 2 games of the season. And Quinn Watson was excellent in that first half in particular. So I'm leaning Watson, but you guys got 2 votes up there.
Well, we do, but I think we're both in your direction that way. In fact,
defensive
to
direction.
me, the only other contender besides Watson would be Peyton Horner, who's had big plays both on defense and on special teams.
I think the defense really set the tone at the beginning of the night for this Kingsman win, and I really think the Horner and Watson has been so outstanding in that first half to really set them up to where they are right now. And when you come up with three huge sacks in that first half by Watson, he got my vote too.
Harris Stipp with a pooch kick here that'll be taken by a Riley player back at the 15-yard line. And the Cats get snowed under at about the 25. So Stipp able to execute that time on what he was trying to do on the first kick. And Riley will have it 1st and 10 at the 25. So we have come to an agreement that our Reliance player of the game will be Quinn Watson, and we'll speak with him afterwards. We'll also feature our Big C Lumber big play of the game. Now, if you want to throw J-Don Parker and one of his touchdown runs in on that, you could, but I think the Peyton Horner interception down at the goal line might be a play too.
I don't know.
And Bo, what
I kind of
are you
like the defensive stand, the big hit on Wysong by the Riley linebacker.
Ooh, Quatez Foster?
Yeah.
Give a little love.
Man, that was a hit.
That was a hit. We see a pretty good hit right here for a loss of 5 for Karan Miller, as the Penn defense continues to try to send a message. Down to 3 minutes to go in this one. Penn will go to 2-1 on the year, and they have South Bend, Washington next week. Riley will fall to 1-1. They have an interesting game with Trevon Curry and Elkhart next week.
That will be a very interesting game.
2nd and 14 for the 21. Clark with time, throws, and Ace Monroe slipped when he was trying to run his little button hook.
Now, I'm not going to blame that on the fields crew, because I'm just about ready to call them out about how well of grounds they have here at Jackson Field. The last couple of years that we've been coming here, we just talked about how nice of a facility that they've done here at Jackson, and just the field conditions out there are superb. The grass, how thick and full it is, and just the maintaining of the fields. And big shout out to the maintenance crew who keeps this field up.
Here's a nice run for Phoenix Clark. He's able to shed some tacklers, and Clark over 100 yards rushing now on the night as he picks up 27 here for O'Reilly first down. Clark now with 20 carries for 115 yards. And the Riley band still playing the little theme on first down. Good that they've stuck around. As you see Dark Lee down there on the sidelines, yes, his team is down by 28, but he's done a nice job here on the south side turning around the fortunes. They won 8 games last year for the first time since 1997. Little toss in the flat. Karan Miller called down from behind on a nice defensive play by Gabe Stieff. Pick up a 2 on the play for Miller, but it looked like it was going to go for a lot more than that. 2nd and 8 from midfield. Riley taking a whole lot of time getting plays in here.
Looks like a couple different personnel in there trying to get them lined up.
Play clock at 3. Pitch sweep. And this is Tion Wadley, and Wadley is able to get 5 on the play, taking it into Penn territory at the 45-yard line.
Kingsman has got their second deep defensive players in there now.
Penn with 35 on the board tonight, but 2 of those were set up by defensive turnovers and 1 by a special teams play. Complementary football at its finest for the Kingsmen tonight.
Definitely, for sure.
Riley looks as though they're interested in maybe running one more play here. We'll see what happens if they get the first down. Clark throws in the flat. Ace Monroe with the catch. He does have the first down up to the 39-yard line. Tackle by Kenny Welsh right there. Clock will stop as they move the chains. And yeah, the Cats do want to try to run one more play before this one's over. More than likely, the final play of this one from Jackson Field. Clark is going to try to run it, and he's tackled from behind at the 32, and that will do it. A sterling defensive effort by the Penn Kingsmen tonight as they prevail in the Northern Indiana Conference opener over the Riley Wildcats by a final score of 35-7. Stick around, everybody. We've got a lot to talk about on our St. Joe County Police Department postgame show. It includes our Reliance Player of the Game and our Big C Lumber Play of the Game, and we'll get to it all next on the Sports Michiana Game of the Week.
We found out about Notre Dame Federal Credit Union through a friend. We were nervous about growing interest rates, but Notre Dame Federal Credit Union communicated the entire way through that process and made us feel like we made a good move. Finding a house was the tricky part, but securing financing and going through the purchase process with Notre Dame Federal Credit Union, that was the easy part. That was simple. We would highly recommend working with Notre Dame Federal Credit Union. The customer service is amazing.
Shopping for tires used to really grind my gears. So many tires, and the thought of choosing the right one made me, precisely. That's before I went to TireRack.com. I got the best deal hands down. My tires ship fast and free, arrive the next day like clockwork. Tire Rack even gave me 2 years of free road hazard protection. Precisely.
TireRack.com, the way tire buying should be.
In need of an award? Call Crown Trophy of Mishawaka, the area's premier award provider. They've been serving the area since 2001 with cutting-edge exclusive products, personalized with state-of-the-art laser engraving technology. And Crown Trophy has more than just trophies. They offer corporate, sales, and retirement awards, along with personalized gifts and promotional products. Crown Trophy, nationally known, locally owned, where everyone's a winner.
5-7 Penn triumph over Riley. Time now to meet our Reliance player of the game. He's standing by live with Anj.
Here with junior defensive lineman Quinn Watson, our Reliance player of the game. Quinn, a great effort from the defense. Just your thoughts on getting this victory.
I think this helps us with the weeks. After this, we had a tough loss last week, and this is really a bounce-back win.
Obviously, it's a very young defense, only one returning starter from a year ago. How much have you guys learned in these first 3 games?
We've learned a lot, like some things that we do bad, some things we need to work on. It's when we keep going on, keep practicing hard, it's really going to help us in the long run.
And how big was this game to bounce back, as you mentioned, after the tough loss to Mishawaka?
It was a really good bounce-back game. We got some tough opponents in the later weeks, and this is really going to help us win those.
And finally, for yourself individually, how good did it feel out there? I mean, you're racking up the sacks, combined for 1 with Bonner, and then had 2 yourself. How good did it feel to be able to pick up those sacks?
Feels great. It gets the whole defense hyped, ready to go the next play.
Quinn, thank you very much. Congratulations.
Thank you.
That's Quinn Watson, our Reliance player of the game. Reliance, design, build, renovate. Chuck and Bo, back up to you.
All right, time now to look at our Big C Lumber play of the game. And that was another defensive play for the Penn Kingsmen. It came down by the goal line, courtesy of cornerback Peyton Horner.
Yeah, it just did a great job of really understanding the situation. Came over, made the pick, took it down. Great field position for the Kingsmen and set up another score. I love how he undercuts the route and really goes up at the highest point to intercept that ball. And again, he was a candidate for player of the game as well, and that was a great pick and a great highlight.
And Peyton Horner gets our Big C Lumber play of the game. It also helped set up one of the touchdowns for the Penn Kingsmen. Jadon Parker, a nice game running the ball in the second half with 3 touchdowns. Colton Weissong was the star of the first half. Penn, yes, they have a lot to work on. They still won by 28 against a good Riley football team, and the Northern Indiana Conference still goes through Everwise Freed Field.
Yeah, it definitely does, and I think the biggest thing is Penn got better in the second half, and they talked about last week they had penalties. Again, this week they started out the first half. Pre-snap penalties, over and over and over again. Second half, much better.
Yes.
Much more focused.
As for Riley, Derek Lee's team really competed well. This was a 2-touchdown game at halftime. They didn't take advantage of some opportunities they had in the red zone in the first half, and it came back to haunt them. But this is a formidable team in the Northern Indiana Conference.
It definitely is. If they score 2 times in the first half and make it 14-14, they had every opportunity. This is a whole different second half, whole different outcome, I believe. Penn, again, they're going to wear you down, but I like this Riley team. They're going to do some damage, and watch out for them in the playoffs.
Well, our thanks to our Sports Michiana crew who helped bring you this one, including the G-Man, Gary Martin, down in the truck running the dials. Had plenty of help tonight from guys like Josh Kellogg and Matt Kowalski, and our terrific photographers, Deron Gray, Ryan Fitzpatrick, Chris Skibby. Josh Long was out here helping us out. We appreciate Christy Comer helping us with the graphics. A reminder that we have the Irish Football Fix, sponsored by Notre Dame Federal Credit Union. It comes your way Monday night at 7. Anj and I will talk about the Northern Illinois game, look ahead to Notre Dame and Purdue, and have a focus on faith. That's on Pulse FM Monday night at 7. And then next Friday night, more high school football courtesy of Sports Michiana as we take you to a Tulski Field in Mishawaka for the Holy War as St. Joe takes on Marion. Now from our broadcast partners, the Hall of Famer Bo Hunt and Angelo DiCarlo, it's Chuck Freeby. Once again, the final from South Bend's Jackson Field, Penn 35, Riley 7. The proceeding has been a presentation of Sports Michiana.
Thank you for watching the Sports Michiana High School Game of the Week. And thank you to all these great sponsors for making it possible. Support us by supporting them.